You have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Today is a huge sports day for two very big reasons. One, of course, we have the NFL draft. Tipping off at about 4:30, kicking off, I should say. But the other story may even be bigger, and that's Kyle Draper back out at Lifetime with his second game of his what league do we call it? It's not a pickup league. It's
an over 35
over
league
35.
Yeah, 35
that's
and over.
That's probably
league.
the bigger story today.
It's massive because I knocked off some of the rust last time out.
Oh, yeah, you did.
You know, this is like, my second game, so I know my teammates a little better. And let me tell you about my game, Whitey. I only showed you one video.
Yes.
And that was me knocking down that deep, they called it a 2. It was really a 3.
Yeah, and at first I thought, why is he sending me a clip of Zach Randolph? Oh, no, that's Kyle.
Whoa. But I'm like a point forward.
Yeah.
Like, they should run the offense through me. I feel like they saw that and understood that after week 1. I'll let you know, but the ball should be in my hands.
Yeah.
Not because I'm a dunk or knock down 10 threes. The basketball IQ, big fella, the decision-making. Exactly. I'm not going to force shots. If you're open, I'm going to hit you, and my pick-and-roll game with me running the point, untouchable, big fella.
If Kyle's usage rate ain't high, his team's chances of winning, bye-bye. That's
how you be coming up with your songs and everything. You're quick at that, man. Exactly. Like, and that's the thing I hate about pickup ball and in these kind of leagues, because guys think, and I've ranted on this before, just because you're the smallest guy in the gym, you should be the point guard. But just because you can dribble, your decision making may not be good.
Yeah.
And I've seen tons of guys who dribble, and then throw up a bad shot or miss the open guy. And so I'd rather have a guy with a high basketball IQ, Drapes, and then let him run the point than some of these other yahoos out here.
I'll tell you another thing, and you already know this.
Yeah.
Just because you're small doesn't mean you can dribble.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes, exactly. and I've seen it. You only may be able to go one way. You only got a right hand. Or, you get a little bit of pressure and you fold or something like that. And so I'll let you know how it goes tonight, but I'm fired up, man.
We know how it's going to go. We know how it's going to go. If I go on FanDuel and I'm checking out some Kyle Draper props, what do you think I got tonight for points, rebounds?
So I overestimated.
Yeah, I lost some money on you
last week. I'm going to say tonight, 9.5 when it comes to points.
Okay.
I think
6 last week, right?
Yeah, 6 last week, and I missed a lot of open shots. I was like 2 of 8. I should have, but I say set it at 9.5.
It did look in that video you said, like they were maybe giving you a little room.
That they, you know how it is. They don't respect you until you knock down a couple, They're daring me to shoot. It's like Domas.
Yeah.
And trust me, I'm not hesitating, You give me that space, I'm letting it fly, big fella. And so 9.5 points. How about 6.5 rebounds and 4.5 assists?
Wow, so you're all over the place. 6.5 rebounds.
Dude, I filled a stat sheet. That's what I'm saying. I'm like Larry Johnson back in the day, Grandmama, Anthony Mason. Remember Anthony Mason back in the day?
Yes.
Lefty, handled the rock.
Yes.
That's my game right now.
What do you think, Simone? 9.5 over under on points. 6 in his first game back after coming out of, he called it his first retirement.
Now, Simone, there's only one right answer here. So let's don't mess it up here. What you got for me?
I'll take the under.
Simone, that's messed up.
Because she knows your game. She knows you're a playmaker first.
She's just mad I didn't recognize her boyfriend earlier today. That's what I did. I saw her boyfriend at the golf course, and he ran up to me. Drapes, what's up?
He's
And I'm like,
fanboy.
I thought, I'm like, dude, I don't have a Sharpie. I can't sign anything today. Like, what are you doing? But then afterwards, he's like, oh, I'm Simone's boyfriend. I was like, oh. And then his mom showed up too.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh. So she's just salty about that.
It'll be an 8. It'll be a nice
You said
8 point.
under?
Yes.
I guarantee
8 points.
You know
That's
what, Simone?
solid.
I'm going to be stat hunting tonight. Like, just because of you choosing the under. I'm going to shoot like 30 times
Davion
tonight.
Mitchell numbers. A nice 8-point game.
Oh, a
Can't be
couple
mad at
steals
that.
maybe?
Yeah.
A couple steals too? Okay.
Simone just made the over the way to go on this because now
Right. For sure. I'm
you're going to shoot every time.
Seriously.
If it feels like leather, I'm letting it fly.
I know. I'm going to come back. Yeah, I had 25 points. I was like 10 of 39 left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pumped up, man. I got to stretch, though. I'm going to start stretching at 4:00.
You're probably late.
Yeah.
You probably should have already started.
Dude, I hopped out the car and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go today because I'm sore right now. Did my spin class this morning. I got a Peloton at home. Did about a 45-minute bike ride.
You're in serious shape.
Yeah, man. It's summertime, baby. I got to let them pecs show, them abs show. So I'm getting ready.
How about a W tonight?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't play to lose, Whitey. Like,
you guys blew a big lead last time, but you came back.
But I closed them out. Exactly. We closed them out.
Wait, you closed them out or we closed them out?
I changed it up. I said I closed them out at first. But no, and we were toying around with those guys. We're like the Celtics playing the Miami Heat last night. That's, but fortunately we won. We'll be locked in come tonight.
Wait, did you say from Beyond the Arc you're 2 of 8?
Overall,
or just,
2 of overall.
Oh.
Overall. I know. Why are you saying it like that? Simone's like, oh. Yeah, it was a rough shooting.
And 2 free throws, right? You said you
and
knocked down a couple.
2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Okay.
And they say if you make your free throws, that's a mark of a good shooter.
I think that's true.
So I knocked down both mine. So
very good.
I'm back at it tonight.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Wholesome lifetime.
You mentioned your once beloved Celtics. What happened to them? Charles Barkley last night asking the question, what's wrong with these guys at home?
They've been awful at home the last few years. And I watched part of that game when I got home. And it's the same thing. First of all, give Miami credit. They hit everything. But the Celtics rely, A, too much on threes, and B, too much on ISO ball late in games. And if you look at Jason Tatum's clutch numbers, he's not a clutch player. He's a great player, but, and I think he's not a clutch player because of the shot attempts, like the quality of shots.
Mm-hmm.
They're kings of, like, dribble, shoot a contested 19-footer. Instead of working the offense, it's just one game. No, I'm not writing them off or anything like that or thinking, they're in trouble. But they may have some demons they need to exercise because that was an issue for them last season. Remember, against the Miami Heat, they lost 3 out of the 4 home games they had. And that was a game 7 at home that they lost. And then they lose this game. And so they got some issues.
Yeah, they'd go on the road last year in that series and it looked like, all right, you shouldn't have given us one. Then they'd get it home and they'd be like, oh no, we're supposed to win. And I think sometimes, I agree with you, they'll probably take care of business in the series. But sometimes I think he becomes, Tatum becomes a victim of what we expect of superstars. I've seen Giannis do this too. It's like, well, the game's on the line and I'm the guy, so I got to get a bucket.
I got to get it.
And when you get that kind of mindset, it becomes easier to guard because other team knows, well, he ain't passing it.
He ain't passing.
It's hard to get good shots that way sometimes.
No, you're 100% right. And I think, as skilled as Jason Tatum is, I don't care who you are, even Michael Jordan missed those kind of shots. Kobe Bryant missed those. LeBron, the success rate on contested 19-footers late in the game, I mean, maybe 30%, something like that. And so it was just, I'll be honest, I was actually rooting for the Heat last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wanted the Heat. Everybody's counting them out. No Jimmy Butler, no Terry Rozier. I'm a big Eric Spoelstra fan in terms of his X's and O's and the way he gets his guys ready. And so I was pulling for the Heat a little bit.
Remember yesterday we were talking about Caleb Martin as maybe a free agent target.
How about that? Right?
Yeah.
How about
he
that?
He looked like Kyle Draper out there.
What he hit? 4 or 5 threes, something like that. And, he might get paid. And I wish we can somehow lure him. I think he'd be a solid rotation piece for us. I don't know if he's a starter per se, but he's shown he could step up in big moments and hit big shots. And I think that's what we need.
And, of course, also today, as we said, we have the NFL draft, and we have a treat for you. You may not know this. Maybe you do, but I don't think you do. At 4:30, your arch nemesis, Emil's going to join us.
I know.
Oh, you knew that?
No, but you know what? Emil's a little in his feelings right now.
Oh,
He's a little upset about some things. So I'm going to take it easy on him.
Oh, that's
I am
nice.
going to defer to him today because this is his big day. We're going to talk about what the Niners might do. Is Jay here already? I didn't think Jay was in the building.
Simone's got a 49er T-shirt on.
I just don't understand Niners fans.
What do you mean?
Because you can't be playing Bang Bang Niner Gang. You can't be back there representing Simone when you collapsed in the Super Bowl. Tuck your tail, talk to me in August and September, then come out. You can't be.
I'm a shoe-in for hater of the year.
I am a hater, but it's like this bravado. It's like Warriors fans. It's like, calm down. You guys lost the Super Bowl. No need to be flexing or anything like that right now.
That's right, because last year your team had lost the Super Bowl, and all football season long you were just, I can't say anything because we lost the Super Bowl.
Right.
I really shouldn't say anything. Yeah, we should follow that example.
Yeah, you should. I learned my lesson last year because I was talking trash all year until December 3rd, I think it was, and you guys spanked us. And so Niners fans act like they won the Super Bowl, though. Mm-hmm. Bang, bang, Niner game. Come on.
I know we're going to talk a lot about the draft here, and I know we got to take a quick time out, but Penix, I love that guy. I love the way he
now
throws.
You're a Penix guy, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I know he's probably not going to go as high as other quarterbacks, but just, you watch the guys, and this guy's really good. Okay, and you watch him, and then you see him throwing. It's like, that guy.
He has an arm.
Yeah.
Man. He has a cannon, man. And I think, everybody's talking about the top of the draft, the quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some misses. There's going to be some guys that, we think are top 5 that don't pan out. Meanwhile, guys in the back half of the first round, early second round, Michael Penix, he could be a franchise. Yes. And there's talk, and we'll talk about this, the Raiders might move up to kind of snag him in middle of the first round.
They don't need him. They got Gardner Minshew.
Oh, exactly. They need 2 quarterbacks then. Jeez.
Yeah. Now, of course, we're still, as Kings fans, recovering from yesterday's snubbage. Rasay Fox has an idea for avoiding this type of thing in the future, and we'll share with you her plan next. Drive, guys. We're coming right back on Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
That whole Malik Monk snubbage. How do we avoid that in the future? Rasay Fox has an idea, which we'll share with you in just a moment. First, everybody wants to talk to Kyle Draper today. Because as we said, and as you know, 2 big stories. You got the NFL draft, and you got Drapes tonight at Lifetime. Folsom.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the big story.
Yes.
I might be on triple double watch. Remember last week I was on triple double watch? What I have 6 points, like 5 or 6 rebounds, 3 or 4 assists, something like that.
Yeah.
Triple double watch.
Who put you on triple double watch?
Myself. That was me. I did that.
That's like giving yourself a nickname. I don't know if you can do that. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Bobby joins us, Sactown Sports. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. What's up, Bobby?
Hey, Drake's, man, I got to give you this, though. You are very good for content, but you're so good at being antagonistic, man, because it's like everyone on the show is telling you, you need to take your own advice sometimes. It's like, it's easy to give us Niners fans a hard time, but like, all you did was talk last year, and I know you're worried about your team this year because you know the question's out on Jalen. I mean, Jalen, that's a big question mark for him. As you know.
Is it really? Is it really? Is it really?
Go make plays without an OC. Go, like, he had one good year. And I'm as hard as on Brock as you are. So, like, I agree with a lot of your points, actually. But, like, take that same mentality and tough critique to Jalen. Because Jalen did not have he had a very, let's just say, incomplete season last year. And he needs to go pretty much learn how to break down a defense again. Because towards the end of the year, and injuries as well. But let's see how he adapts to the new system, and I want to go see him play quarterback again. But take your answer off the air. Go Niners.
Thank you, Bobby.
Here's the thing about Bobby. Here's the thing about Bobby.
Yeah.
He's talking about Jalen Hurts needs to go learn how to break down defenses again. It was clearly more than just football that was an issue for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I agree.
Last
It wasn't
season.
so much his passing skills as his leadership skills that really hurt your team.
No, don't do that. I'm not going to.
I agree with you.
I'm not going. It wasn't. You hear this? You try to. You want me to say?
Bobby
Yeah,
said
you're
that.
right. You're right. No.
I love the way Bobby said he had an incomplete season.
Incomplete. Yes.
When it wasn't intercepted.
But weren't they 10-0 at one point?
Uh-huh.
Weren't they the best team in football at one point? Then something happened. They were built on a house of cards last season. They made changes to the both coordinators spot. You know, you talk about Jalen Hurts being on. Hey, Sirianni is the guy with the bullseye right now. Mm-hmm. The big question mark going into this season. He's coaching for his job. Jalen Hurts is going to be our quarterback no matter what. Sirianni, I think, is the guy that's coaching for his job. And so we'll get into the Eagles and what they need. And, we had a guest on yesterday, Brian, and he talked about maybe the Eagles being that team that moves up in the draft. Mm-hmm. And, they need some defensive help. And so I think it's going to be fireworks when it comes to Philly tonight.
I have a very interesting note I just received via Chris Watkins on the Niners potentially moving in the draft, and we'll share that with you right after we talk to Chris here on Sactown Sports. Hey, Chris, thanks for hanging. What's up?
Absolutely. Man, that dude, Bobby, tripping. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go, Birds. That's all I got to say. Drake knows what I'm talking about.
My guy.
Shot
Wings
clock
need to be clipped.
Shot clock winding down.
Deep in this thing. We bird deep in this thing. Anyways.
This is awesome.
I'm calling you, Jace, because I want to know, man. Do you think the Eagles are going to move up to the 12 pick? This is what I heard. We're going to try to move up to the 12 pick from the Broncos to get that dog of a cornerback, Quincy Mitchell.
2.
No, why are you trying to
clock has expired.
Why are you trying to cut my guy like that?
We have a call clock.
No, that's hey, that's what Field Yates of ESPN said. I got it right here. Quinion Mitchell, cornerback out of Toledo. The Eagles need to get younger and faster in the secondary. James Bradbury is turning 31 this summer. I don't even know why he's back on the team. I don't know why we didn't cut this guy. Send him out, for a pack of Newports or some pizza or something like, a Philadelphia soft pretzel or a cheesesteak or something. James Bradbury is the worst. I need to look at his Pro Football Focus grade because he was terrible last season. They also got Darius Slay. But Field Yates says Mitchell is a perfect target for the Philadelphia Eagles. He broke up 40 passes over 3 seasons, ran a 4.33 40, and can play standout man-to-man, lock down guys like Brandon Aiyuk, like Debo, like CMC, like Brock Purdy. Everybody on the Niners squad, this guy can guard. So maybe that's the guy they go after.
You done?
I'm trying to.
I'm just making sure.
Go ahead. I'm done, man. I'm done.
This is from Diana Rossini, Twitter, and thank you, Chris Watkins, for sharing this. The 49ers have had conversations with teams, including with one picking in the top 10, about trading either of their prized wide receivers, Brandon Aiyuk or Debo Samuel, in an effort to move up in the first round, per sources.
Marvin Harrison Jr., we come.
No, hold up, Jay. Hold up. Hold up, Jay. You getting a little too excited back there. She said Aiyuk or Debo. You would be okay moving away from Debo?
I wouldn't want to move on Debo, but I get it.
See? Debo's shelf life is the battering that he takes. If you get Marvin Harrison Jr. for Debo, yeah.
You guys aren't loyal at all to any
I wouldn't want to do it, but I mean, I get it. It's a business.
That's
My
it.
money.
You get it.
And I don't think either of those guys nets you a top 10 pick, though. Right?
Well, we'll see. I mean,
yeah,
you may be right.
I got you got to
know.
sweeten the pot for me, you know. And I'm with you on Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's going to be a stud. I think this wide receiver class. I think Roma Dunze. I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
I think he might be the best out of all of them.
You might be right.
You know, and so it's interesting. And we talked about Brandon Aiyuk yesterday, and I thought about this, guys. I slept on it, and I'm coming around to Jay's side. Maybe the move is trading Brandon Aiyuk because you have so much money tied up everywhere else, and you're going to have to pay Brock Purdy. It's not an indictment on Aiyuk's skills. It just is what it is. The financials of it, you know, $30 million, $28 million a year, 26. Like that's a tough pill to swallow.
Especially what you just saw Amon-Ra St. Brown get yesterday, too.
Yeah.
TJ Hushmanzada is he's Aiyuk's personal receivers coach.
Okay, yeah.
And he was just on the station where I used to work in the Bay, and he told Dibbs and Willard, he said he wants 27 a year.
Ooh.
I not sure if that was before Amon-Ra St. Brown, but that's what is, you know, and that's not his agent, it's not him, but that's he gave him a number.
Got to get TJ on the show.
Yeah.
Make that happen. Let's do that. Let's do
Mm-hmm.
that. But $27 million a year.
That's what he's worth right now. That's the going rate.
That's what he's worth. But you got already big contracts.
No, I know.
You got CMC, Debo, Trent. You're going to have to next year pay Brock Purdy. And so he's going to be, if they do move on from Aiyuk, it's not an indictment of who he is or anything. But here's the thing. If Aiyuk, and I'm just throwing names out there, Jay, don't jump on me for this. If Aiyuk is Justin Jefferson, are we having this conversation?
No.
Right?
Right.
So he's on that. So part of it is his skill.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's, I think Aiyuk's tremendous. I think he's fantastic. Is he a top 2-3 receiver? No, he's not that, but he's a valuable part of what you get. And I don't think, even if you draft Marvin Harrison Jr., Jay, the intangibles that Aiyuk gives, the trust with the Brock Purdy, the over the middle threat that he is,
and you know the system too. He's a good fit for. We always talk about
the blocking too,
the system, but he's a great fit for the system.
For the system, exactly. He blocks the hell out of guys. You know, all the intangibles that you can't, quantify. Aiyuk gives you. It's a tough business, man. I don't know what to do with that.
I think with the Niners, part of it comes down to that thing is, well, do you want to go for it next year? And maybe next year's our year, and then we'll deal with the problems later. Or, and the way the Niners typically do this is, well, let's try to make sure that we are consistently in position to be contending.
Consistently,
yeah, smooth everything out.
Smooth, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
the way that, like DeForest Buckner's
Yeah.
great, yeah, but we're not going to be able to pay him, so let's get a draft pick and we'll get Kinlaw. That didn't work out, but that's typically the way they handle these things.
If the Niners do move up, is it for sure a wide receiver they're targeting, we think?
I would think so, because they would have to trade one of those guys to move up,
Right,
I guess.
right,
So
right. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I would say that, or, I mean, top flight offensive lineman.
They need that.
But I think you're spot on. If you're giving up Brandon Aiyuk, who's probably somewhere in the range is like 5 to 10 wide receiver in the league, maybe depending on who you talk to, I think you have to replace him.
Let's talk to JR. I'm sure he knows the answer. JR, you're on the drive, guys. What's up?
Drapes don't take no elevator. He climbs the stairs.
You know that, JR. Gotta get the leg work in, man.
Is that what you say when you go into the Folsom Center? Hey, Chocolate Thunder is here. I'm going for a single.
I'm going for the win, JR. I don't matter. It doesn't matter about my stats. I'm all about the win.
Hey, 2 for 2 at the line. You're better than half the Kings, for God's sake.
That's what I'm saying. Mike Brown can sign me.
Yeah.
Late game situations.
Monty did say, I'm looking at a local guy. I'm thinking maybe that's what we're doing there.
I'm looking at a local guy.
They just did say that. They just can't have me run up and down. They just got to sub me in, shoot the free throws, then sub me back out.
He is a defensive player. He's only on one side of the court. Can we play half court in the NBA, please? We can't get rid of Aiyuk. I know. I'm saying this is all smokescreen. As a lifelong Niner fan, here's the thing: why Aiyuk, him and Brock have something special. And I know, like Jay just said, probably top 10, whatever numbers wise. He and Brock have something that's different. They just find each other. They scramble. A lifelong Niner fan. It's kind of like Joe and Dwight. It's just that different level. And you can say what you want, Jerry Rice, John Taylor in the day, but you need that. And Brock gets that with Aiyuk. Kind of as a Niner fan, I hope we don't let him go. I really don't.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. It's not my money. John Lynch would rip my head off if I ran across the middle and went in his Bronco uniform back in the day, but we need him. We need him on our roster, and I want him on the roster. And the one question I'd ask John Lynch is, why do the Eagles suck so bad? That's the one question I'd ask. Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, where Aiyuk ranks among the other receivers, I don't know, but he's clearly their number one. You know, that's the thing. Where is he compared to? I don't know, but he's clearly their number one receiver. And he and Brock, he is Brock's favorite receiver. So maybe it is a smokescreen. But yeah, that's the only way I can see them trading either one of those guys is if you're going to draft a really elite wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm looking at a Pro Football Focus last year. I think they graded Aiyuk the second best receiver, just great last year, just on last season. And, you know, you and Jay are right. You got to replace that. If you do trade him, you got to replace it. A younger guy, a cheaper guy. But then in a few years, you're going to have to pony up again.
All right, we'll get to Risse's idea for avoiding future snubbage. And I think it's a pretty good idea. I'll also tell you why history suggests it's hard for guys like Malik to win the 6th Man of the Year award. When we come right back, Drive Guys on Draft Day, Sactown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're looking at sun and clouds for today with highs reaching the low 70s. It'll be a bit breezy as well late day. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Spring savings continue at Folsom Lake Kia. Low payments, special offers, 0 down deals on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Don't miss the best Spring Fest deals right now at Lowe's. Save big on Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Get 5 bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 35% off and save an extra $150 on every $1,500 you spend on select major appliances. Shop these can't-miss deals now. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows savings. Offer valid through 5/1. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii while supplies last. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
At Fasteners Inc., we believe adding quality power tools to your lineup shouldn't break the bank. That's why we're hosting the biggest Milwaukee tool sale of the year in Sacramento. On top of insane deals on Milwaukee power tools, all Milwaukee pack-out storage boxes, hand tools, and tool accessories will be 25% off. So come on down on April 27th to the Milwaukee Tool Sanity Sale at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road in Sacramento. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Were you recently in a car accident? Don't let the insurance companies push you around. Turn to the experts at Gonzalez Law. Our team specializes in car accident cases, wrongful termination, and criminal defense, fighting tirelessly to get you the compensation and justice you deserve. With years of experience and a track record of success, we don't settle for less, and neither should you. Visit SACLegalDefense.com or call 916-304-9187 for a free consultation. Gonzalez Law, your advocate in the fight for justice.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Meda Chevy saves you $10,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 half-ton Silverado, LT, RST, and LTZ in stock after rebate. Over 50 to choose from.
Exclusive all in-stock pricing at MedaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See deal for details. M43024.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Let's have a moment here.
And the 2024 Kia Six-Man Award goes to Nas Reed of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Congratulations, Nas Reed.
Yeah, that happened yesterday, huh?
Yeah, it sure did.
Wasn't a dream. Wasn't a nightmare.
So, Say Fox has an idea. She says on Twitter, I think it would be very beneficial to implement having voters write 3 to 5 sentences why they voted the way they did. It would probably also add some accountability in watching the games. Somebody came back at her, pushed back, and a Minnesota fan said, well, maybe your team should just do a better job stopping Nas Reed. And she said, look, nothing against your guy. Your guy had a great year. We just thought our guy deserved it more. But I was checking some things, Drapes, and I looked at all the guys who've won Sixth Man of the Year going back to Bobby Jones in '83. I could only find, and my research, like,
right.
I may have missed a few, but I could only find 2 guys in the whole list who played for teams that didn't make the playoffs who won Sixth Man of the Year.
Really?
Yeah. Steph's dad won it 1 year.
Okay.
And Lou Williams won it 1 year with the Clippers when they missed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if voters say, well, we count, think it's significant of guys from a winning team, historically, that is the way, at least part of the way people have voted.
So, yeah, let me ask you this then. Should that be the way people are voting? Should team success have an impact on, be a factor when it comes to this kind of thing?
I think it should for any award, because you figure a guy in a better team, it's more difficult. The games are more meaningful. In this case, though, the games that the Kings played were very meaningful.
Right.
It's not like they were an also-ran who were just like, playing out the string.
Right. They were
every game he played in was very important.
Right. You're right about that. You're right. And I mean, and I saw Rasay's tweet. It's not a diss at Nas Reed. It's just, I to me, the problem I have is not with Nas Reed winning it. It's with some of the other guys who got votes. We talked about it, Bogdanovich, of New York getting a vote when he only, came off the bench 30 games. Like, Those are the people I want to hear from. Like, what were you thinking? And not those who voted Nas Reed. Okay, you vote Nas Reed. I get it. We had Howard Beck on the other day, and he talked about it. I do think there needs to be some accountability, maybe some more trade. They used to list the votes, like in who voted for who and everything like that. And that they stopped doing that for some reason, because I want to know who left Malik off the top 3. Even.
Yeah.
There are two writers at least, media members at least, that left Malik off their top 3.
Yeah, and that's the key. You had the right of it. I said yesterday, look, if one of those guys who voted Nas first had just voted Malik first, it would have been a tie. But that's not true, because then Nas would have gotten an additional second place vote. So you had the right of it. It's like, well, he just didn't have as many people putting him on their ballot.
Yes,
That's the part that makes you go, wait, what?
Right. And it's, and to Rasay's point, she's arguing something a little different than I am. But, for those people that had other people higher than Malik Monk, that voted for Norman Powell, that voted for Bogdan Bogdanovic, he got, I think, 4 first place votes or something like that. Like, explain yourself, and so I wish there was more transparency regarding that. We ask for it from our officials nowadays, right? Like, we say, how come the officials aren't made available after games and, to answer questions? When you talk about voting for awards, this impacts people's pay, their contracts going forward. And so I think there needs to be more transparency with that.
Domas has to be one of the 3 all-league teams, doesn't he?
Nah,
really?
I looked at it, Whitey, and I'm think he's going to be left out.
Really?
I really do, because you brought it to my attention a month ago. It's not by position. It's by the 15 best players. And when you look at it, there'll probably be 2 centers, if you include Anthony Davis, Jokic, and Davis. There's a lot of good forwards out there. And so I think, if it was the old traditional way where you had to have a center, I think Domas would be 3rd team All NBA. I don't think he's going to make it this year.
Oh, great.
I
hear you.
Debbie Downer, but I thought Malik was a slam dunk a month ago. But now it's like, I'm not believing anything. I'm worried. The Kings not making the playoffs is going to hurt them big time in these kind of awards.
On the text line, if Malik didn't get hurt, it's a landslide win, and the Kings would be playing a round 1 game this weekend. By the way, from the 279, I'm a New York Giants fan. We have a top 10 pick. I would definitely take Debo and swap first-round picks. I would do that deal.
How old is Debo, though? You guys were talking about, him having some miles on his tires.
There's his actual age, and then there's, how old his body is.
Right, his body. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's 28.
Another couple years, 2 or 3?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
The way he plays, you never know.
Right, he plays, I mean, a lot of contact out there. And so Debo and your first to move up to 10, I think that's what the texter was saying. I don't know. Would you, if you're in the Niners, do that?
Only if I knew that the guy there for me was going to.
Right. The guy you want, right? Marvin Harrison won't be there. I doubt Rome Odunze would be there. Then you're like, if those are, I don't know who else they might be looking at, but if those 2 guys aren't there, why do it?
I do think the 49ers could use as a little bit of change of pace, somebody who can, quote unquote, blow the top off the coverage. I know that's cliche, but they have so many receivers the receivers are very strong, so they can get off the line, so you can't tie them up, with press coverage, and that's by design. But it'd be nice if you have some guys who are a little faster.
Yeah.
Or one guy even.
Yeah, they need a deep threat.
Danny Gray has not become that guy.
Yeah, they need a deep ball threat. They can gas you at multiple levels, and as great as Aiyuk is, he's no Tyreek Hill.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. And so I hear you on that. And, I'm looking at the draft, obviously the Chicago Bears in a strong position. They're going to draft Caleb Williams. Might they look at a Debo? You could trade up to 9 or somebody like that. Aiyuk. Might the Chicago Bears do something with that number 9 overall pick?
Another team to watch along those lines, and I think you sent me this today, is New England.
Yes.
Because they can take a quarterback with their early pick, and then
yes,
I think they have another pick in the first round that maybe they'd be willing to swap out.
Right.
for a receiver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Patriots got a lot of needs also.
Yeah. Let's talk to Mike. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Hey, Mike, you're on the Drive Guys. What's up?
Drive Guys, couple things.
Yes.
First off, do you think the Kings are going to miss Jordy in the locker room? Also, was he the guy who came up with the crown and the defensive player chain? I think congratulations, he went to Brooklyn. But for my man, Drake, I listen to every game. I listen to you guys on the radio, Drake. We want to know, you look at the broadcasters you had, I think it's Breen with the bang bang, and then the old school, I think it was the Suns play-by-play, Shazam, and then you got old school Grant Napier with, you don't like that. Drake, your call was hey, somebody call 911, save the Memphis Grizzlies, whatever it was. I thought that was legit. Great. Going to the lab. That's, when we call in the games next year, something that's going to catch us, So that's for you, Drake. And what do you guys think about the Kings missing Jordan?
Thank you, Mike. All right. Yeah. Sorry, we lost a little bit.
There.
Yeah.
He cut out a little bit there.
Yeah, he likes he's looking for
he wants me to come up with my signature call. And those are kind of things you can't force, Whitey. They just have to organically happen. I'm not sitting at home, looking in the mirror saying, "Ooh, should I say this? Should I say that? Should I my style is whatever comes to me in that moment. And then if, you get some reaction from it, then you start using it more. Oh, that actually worked. So then I don't sit at home,
Yeah.
Like I said,
I got you. There's two schools of thought on that. The great King Korak, who we hear on the weekends here doing A's games, used to be on the A's flagship, and we were trying to get him. He has a thing sometimes where he says, there's a long drive, and he will watch it fly. It's like, that's a great home run call.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that all the time? And he's like, well, I don't want to have the same thing every time. I'm supposed to be describing what's happening.
Right.
If I'm saying what I always say, that I'm not describing what's happening.
Yeah. And one of the things I asked G-Man, who I respect the most, G-Man, how did you come up with, he's got the, and I forget what he told me, but it was the same thing. He just started doing it, and then all of a sudden it took off, and so he just kept doing it. It wasn't like it was pre-planned or anything like that.
Yeah. All right. He's working on it, though. He's got so many. That's the thing with Kyle.
Right.
It's a different, it's like a box of chocolates. Darvin Ham pushes back on one Lakers claim that we don't know what we're doing. Next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
And a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles the man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jake Owen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 340.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text MAIN to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text MAIN to 321-321. That's MAIN to 321-321.
Hey there, wanted to take a moment of your time so I could talk to you about insecurity. I could talk to you about confidence. I could talk to you about girth. Yeah, what? Girth? Yeah, okay. Let me tell you about the Upsize Clinic at UpsizeMatters.com. My good friend, Dr. Jack, and his friend, Dr. Pash in San Francisco, have a safe, effective, long-lasting doctor-performed procedure. It's non-surgical, virtually pain-free. Now listen, girth is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. What Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash are offering is a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation and get that confidence back. Reset in the bedroom with your partner. Financing is available. It's very private. It's very discreet. Available in Roseville with Dr. Jack and San Francisco with Dr. Pash at UpsizeMatters.com. That's UpsizeMatters.com.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to score big with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We're bringing you the hottest acts and the biggest concerts all season long. First up, on May 10th, it's a night of laughs as Pete Davidson takes the stage at Hard Rock Live. It's comedy gold and a night you won't want to miss. Visit hardrockhotelsacramento.com for tickets. And June 8th, Live Nation brings NF to the Golden One Center as he lights up the stage with his high-energy performance. Visit Live Nation or Ticketmaster.com to score your tickets today. But wait, the fun doesn't stop there. On August 4th, don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, featuring legends like Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. It's a concert experience that'll rock your world. And looking ahead to August 22nd, get ready to kick up some dust with Creed Fisher at Ace of Spades, presented by Live Nation. Keep the adrenaline pumping, Sacramento. Visit SactownSports.com for all the details and ticket information. The Sactown Sports Live Events Calendar, your ultimate guide to the hottest shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder, thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Sponsored by Xfinity. Enjoy the entertainment you love with the Xfinity Stream app. Turn any screen into a TV and take the entertainment you love wherever you go. Xfinity. We connect you to more of what you love.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. In the Folsom Auto Mall, you can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Drapes, I find myself today in that weird netherworld where you're between, wow, that was great, having watched a TV series that was just totally satisfying, and then also feeling like, now it's done and I need to find something else to watch, because last night was the finale of Shogun.
It's so good.
I have not seen that show yet.
Love it.
I got to check that out.
Yeah, I think so. It was great last
I
night.
knew you were going to say that show.
They've had 10 episodes, and obviously won't say anything. They're all streaming now, but episode 10 streamed last night. Jeannie and I watched it, and it was a very interesting finale. It's a really cool show.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
I've been seeing billboards and ads, and
Especially if
people
you're a
talk
fan
about
of
it.
like and like that.
Yeah. No, do that again. What was
If
that?
you're a fan of
No, I actually am a fan of that, so I may have to check that out.
Did you ever take on Game of Thrones?
Yes, big Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay,
I watched
yeah.
the whole thing through. Yep.
That's a very comparable. A lot of people are associating this show with Game of Thrones, but everyone's moving a little bit more smartly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little more deliberate and are not quite as many dragons. How about the newer Game of Thrones? I
haven't checked that out.
Yeah, I watched a couple, and one of our daughters is, our daughters are like what they say. You should watch this. We usually watch. She recommends it, but saw a couple episodes, but it hasn't grabbed us, like the original one did.
I was just looking up this Netflix show, and I don't know if you guys seen this. Tell me if Shogun reminds you. I think it was called Warrior, where it was about a guy who came over to San Francisco, Chinatown, and he was a shogun, basically. He was a martial arts warrior, and, he dealt with racism and things like that. Like, what is Shogun about? Like,
it's more of an historical drama.
Yes.
Okay.
Like 1600 in Japan, and it's a crucial time of maybe there's going to be civil war and there's unrest, and then all of a sudden this goofy British pirate rolls up and changes everything.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
feudal Japan. It's very interesting, and I think they did a really respectful job of maintaining the culture of it.
Yeah, because the first Shogun, which came out way before you were born, 1980, it was all about, hey, this white guy's in Japan. What's that like?
Yeah.
And this is like, there's a white guy here, but this is about the Japanese people too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
So
need to check that out. Let's
yeah.
add that to the list. Okay.
But it's done now, so I need something else to watch.
Yeah.
We'll be watching, of course, the draft tonight. Our draft coverage on Sactown Sports, sponsored by Xfinity Sports Zone. Place to find games, stats, scores, schedules, and more personalized for you. And we've got the playoffs rolling on. Now, you're pulling for the Lakers against Denver, right? You're not a Laker fan.
I'm not a Laker fan. I'm just anti-Denver.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Denver.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That's what.
No,
yeah,
not a Laker.
Not a Laker fan.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of Denver.
So after game 2, and that was a tremendous game.
It was.
And we even said we both agreed the Lakers might have gotten a job there. They had a big lead, and they're down. They're now down 2-0 in the series. Anthony Davis said, "We have stretches where we don't know what we're doing on both ends of the floor." Which is kind of an indictment of your coach, right? You can see it that way.
Yeah. It's a dose of brutal honesty. And, you could see it. I mean, and maybe Darvin Ham is unfairly being the fall guy. But if one of your star players doesn't believe in you, you're not firing the player.
Mm-hmm.
You're not making a change with the player. Not of Anthony Davis's caliber. He's going to be an all-NBA performer this year when it's named. I think, they have an issue. And they've been in both games. That's the thing. They've been in both games. And like somebody said earlier too on ESPN, dude, they made it to the Western Conference Finals with Darvin Ham. Like, what more do you want? But it seems like Anthony Davis is just not buying in.
Yeah. So Darvin Ham said yesterday, I just think sometimes plays don't turn out the way you think they should. The frustration sets in a little bit. But I don't think that it's for us not being organized. I think I have incredibly talented coaches all along my staff, and we pride ourselves on, whether it's a practice or shoot around games, whatever, we pride ourselves on being highly efficient and organization. So I would just chalk that up to being frustrated. It's an emotional game, the way it ended and all that, but I'll agree to disagree on that one.
Oh,
that's what it's come to. The superstar says, we don't know what we're doing. And the coach has to go, I will respectfully agree to disagree.
Disagree, right? We're extremely prepared, and it's clear they're not on the same page. And Anthony Davis, who I'm a big fan of, I like his talent. Scoreless in the final 17 minutes of that game, he was dominating that game. Hit his first 14 shots, I think it was, and they have to do a better job getting him the ball. I like LeBron James. I think he's the GOAT in my opinion. But too many times down the stretch, It's give it to LeBron and then watch him make something happen. Run some stuff through AD, feed AD, and then that makes it easier for LeBron James. They got some issues. Do they play tonight or tomorrow? I forget.
I think they play tonight.
Tonight, I think. Yeah. So
I'll double check for you.
They got some issues going into tonight's game. So.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, right? You can talk about the coach and LeBron, but it's that roster. They just have
they just aren't good enough. Like against other teams, like remember, Whitey, we had the discussion last week. Should they try to lose to avoid the Denver Nuggets? And we're like, nah, you don't want to play with that fire. You know, Denver is the one team that has routinely kicked their butt.
Mm-hmm.
If they matched up with OKC, they'd be better. Minnesota, they would be better. And I get it, maybe wanting Denver early in the playoffs when you're still kind of fresh instead of having gone through multiple difficult series. But this is the one team that you just don't want to mess with if you're the Lakers.
Yeah, there's a delusional view, and I think the organization, the Laker organization, may harbor this view that if we have LeBron, then it can't be the roster because we have LeBron.
Right.
So if we're not winning, then it's somebody else's fault.
And you know what's crazy?
That's a fact.
They have only 17 bench points through the first 2 games, and all of them by Taurean Prince. No Spencer Dinwiddie, no who's our guy from Stockton at UC Santa Barbara?
Gabe Vincent?
Gabe Vincent. Like none of those guys are stepping up. And so it to your point, it's the roster.
Yeah. By the way, I remember you said earlier this year, Boston may have an issue with their bench. Their bench last night is like, where are they?
Man, see?
Where are they?
Like Peyton Pritchard, nowhere to be found last. Sam Hauser, game 1, he couldn't miss. Didn't hear a word out of him yesterday. They got some issues too, man.
We'll turn our focus back to the draft when we come right back. How much money does Brandon Aiyuk want? Anyway, next with the drive, guys, Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Harrison Barnes is Sactown Sports.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Harrison Barnes, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbor said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. Take on this new season in California with incredible MPG and peace of mind. Toyota has more hybrids and plug-in hybrids than any other brand. So hit the road with fewer fill-ups and legendary dependability. Just announced, get 0% APR plus 2,500 bonus cash, or get the lowest lease payments of the year on the all-electric BZ4X. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium-rated credit. Ends 4/30/24.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Let's see if we can answer two questions here. One shouldn't take us long. First question, should Drapes watch Shogun? On the YouTube chat, we have Justin Wise says, Shogun was great. We also have on the text line, don't know who it's from, 916. Yes, you should watch Shogun, Drapes.
Okay.
So that answers that question.
All right, that's that. We put that to bed.
Simone
That's definitely
endorses it.
All
She
right.
and I loved it. Yeah. The second question is, how much money does Brandon Aiyuk want? And an addendum to that, is he worth it? Here's what we know about that. His personal wide receiver coach is TJ Houshmandzadeh. And he says that Brandon Aiyuk does not want to leave the 49ers. He says he just wants to get paid, just very simple. He wants to be rewarded for the work that he has put in. He was on with Willard and Dibbs on the game in San Francisco, and he said, he was asked, what does TJ want? He said $27 million per year. TJ Houshmandzadeh says, Brandon Aiyuk wants $27 million a year. It's the cost of doing business in the National Football League now. This is what it is. The salary cap increases. The players' salaries increase. That's just what it is. So when you have good players, and John Lynch, pat yourself on the back. Kyle Shanahan, pat yourself on the back. You guys have done a really good job drafting for the most part. You draft good players, you pay them. So here we are.
It makes sense to me, right? You know, I'm looking at the wide receiver contracts right now, and I said earlier, Pro Football Focus rated Aiyuk the second best wide receiver in the league last season. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's at $30 million.
Can I stop you right there? I'm sorry, but it's a great point you raised. I don't think most people see him
as number two.
Anywhere near that.
Right, exactly. And if I'm Aiyuk's camp, TJ Houshmandzadeh and all his people, I'm walking in there. I'm the number two receiver. Even if you say I'm not number two, let's say I'm top five. The fifth highest paid wide receiver right now, Devontae Smith, he's at $25 million per year in terms of the contract, value. Aiyuk's better than Devontae, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so right now. I mean, he's more consistent. He's,
he's a good route runner.
Blocking,
yards after catch, block. Yeah, you're right.
And Devontae Smith's deal is, he's 26 years old. His deal, if I'm correct, was signed last year. You know what I mean? And so the market has changed right now. Like outside, and I'm looking at a guy like Justin Jefferson. he got to get paid too, right? Like I'm looking at all these other guys getting money. So Tyreek Hill's at $30 million. Devontae Adams is at 28. Cooper Kupp, 26.7. Is Aiyuk better than Cooper Kupp?
Yes.
Okay, there you go right there. Case closed, right?
Yeah.
Case closed. Devontae Smith,
do you
AJ
agree?
Brown. I agree. I'm okay with it. And so that's the cost of doing business. But here's the problem with the 49ers and, the way the roster is constructed and the success that they've had. They got big money contracts other places.
Right.
And do you want to tie it up in a wide receiver? When you look at it, the Niners, by not having to pay Brock Purdy yet, think about all the money. Brock Purdy's a $40 to $50 million per year quarterback. And so you're going to have that money somewhere. But last year, the year before last, the quarterback position was not that expensive for the Niners. So you would think, all right, now we got some money to spend. Now, we saved all this money over recent years, but they used it in other places.
Yeah.
That's
by the way, let's be honest, that's one of the reasons. There are many reasons why it stings that they haven't won a Super Bowl yet.
Yeah.
And, this is
that
their
Bill's
last
going to have
year
to
before you got to, yeah.
They're going to have to make some. I could argue that this upcoming season might be the last year for Debo also. Like, he'll be going into the final year of his deal. Are you going to re-sign him at, probably not. And so this might be their last best chance with this current group before some serious conversations are going to have to be had.
The 49ers can look at it, to your point. They can look at it and go, okay, $27 million for Brandon Aiyuk. Yes, we agree. That's the going rate, but we just can't afford that.
They just
can't
can't
afford it.
It's not a matter of,
no, he's not.
Right.
It's a matter of, can we afford that or not? So I know there's been talk that they might not make the decision till the end of the first round. If they go through the first round and haven't done anything, some think, okay, then Aiyuk is going to stay. But I just mentioned, and again, thanks to Chris Watkins for sharing this. Maybe you've seen it on Twitter, Diane Rossini, saying earlier this afternoon, just less than an hour ago, 49ers have had conversations with teams, including with one picking in the top 10, about trading either of their receivers, Brandon Aiyuk or Deebo Samuel, in an effort to move up in the first round, per sources.
And we're going to have our guy Emil Fergoso on at 4:30. Yeah, that's my guy. He's on this day. He'll be my guy. I'm going to take it easy on him today, but he'll come on and shed what he knows. They're in the pickle. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, do you tie up, $120 million, 130, whatever it may be over the next 4 years for a wide receiver, 4 or 5 years for a wide receiver? Or do you use that money? You're going to have to pay Brock Purdy, get a young wide receiver, a young stud. Basically, if they trade those players, whether it's Deebo or Aiyuk, they're just pushing that tax bill or that check that they have to write down the road a few more years.
Yeah, and it seems like they have preferred not to approach it that way historically.
Right.
They prefer to get out in front of those things, in my opinion. Here's this is interesting. Daniel Jeremiah, his final mock draft, he has with the 31st pick, the 49ers selecting, sorry, I went past it there. He has them picking Xavier Worthy from Texas. And he says, this is my favorite fit in the first round. We saw what Tank Dell did in a similar offensive system with Houston. We know what Mike McDaniel has been able to build with so much speed at receiver in Miami. Worthy gives Kyle Shanahan a similar weapon.
Really?
So as much as we're focused on Marvin Harrison
one
Jr.
of the big
being
names, top 10.
Yeah, there could be a really good receiver and a great fit for the Niners available later in the first round as well.
Do you think they would still draft a receiver and not move Deebo or Aiyuk? Meaning, would they draft a receiver to add to their current core?
To replace one of those guys, yeah, because one of them is going to be gone eventually.
Eventually. Next year or 2 years, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and I could see that, like we were just saying a short time ago. Xavier Worthy, with his speed, even now, even playing presumably behind those two guys, he would still help you by giving you a dimension that you lack.
Right.
The offensive line stuff is really interesting, too, because we all know the 49ers offensive line last year was hard to look at times, right? Unless you're an Eagles fan.
No, right, exactly.
You're like, those guys are horrible.
We saw what happened when Trent went down. It fell apart big time.
Last year's NFL draft, 5 offensive linemen were selected in the first round. This year, Pro Football Talk says expect at least twice that many. expect at least 10 offensive linemen in the first round.
Wow.
So there are top prospects available. It's interesting. The more you read about it, the 49ers it sounds like maybe they're more inclined to take somebody later on, somebody who plays a couple positions, someone they like, and they feel they can groom for their system. They don't seem excited about the prospect of, I don't know, Joe Alt or Talis Fuaga or any of these big name tackles. Say, plug him in. I guess they feel like our system's really hard to learn.
Yeah, man,
I don't know.
You might be right.
I'm just that's what John Lynch seems to be saying.
But do you think when you look at it, they're a first round pick? Could they go offensive tackle?
That to
and
me
just
is like
stay there, and
it seems so obvious to me.
Right.
Like, of course you would.
And then because you said 10 maybe in the first round,
yeah,
did you say?
Yeah.
And so ideally somebody would still be there. You don't have to jump up and overpay or anything like that. Ideally somebody would be there. I think when it's all said and done, this is just my guess, I think they're either going to go offensive lineman or cornerback. I don't think they would do a first round wide receiver unless they moved up and got one of those guys, because why take them at 31 or whatever when you could get them second round, third round.
Right.
Unless you're aiming for one of the top guys, I think there'll either be an offensive lineman or a cornerback.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. As we all know, this is the season of disinformation. So to base anything on what a GM or coach says, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But Lynch says the interesting thing with those linemen in this draft, we think a lot of them have flexibility to be tackles and or guards. So that's nice that you take somebody with some versatility. I think there are some options, and part of the draft, you're not always drafting for the immediate. Sometimes it's drafting for future needs. So we have to be cognizant of that. If you can take that at face value, doesn't sound like they're head over heels about any of the tackles that they could get if they traded up in the first round.
But I also think that's a tricky game to be playing.
Yeah,
drafting guys that they could fill a couple of needs and moving guys around. I forget who the kid was in New England when I was there, offensive lineman from Florida, I do believe. And they're like, well, he could play some guard, he could play some tackle, but really he was a guard, but they had him out of position at tackle. He could play both, but not really good, And so I feel like that's a tricky game to play if you're the Niners. Here's the thing, and you know this, man. Don't overthink this. Don't try to be too clever or we're the smartest ones in the room. And I feel like the Niners have a history of thinking that way. Just don't overthink this. Don't try to get clever or anything like that.
Yeah.
Get the guy that can help you the most right now.
If I were the owner, as unlikely as that would be, I would have already done this. I'd have gone in and said, how's it coming, guys? A couple weeks ago. How's it coming? Great. Hey, listen. You guys always screw up with the early picks and get the last ones right. Just figure that out, would you? And get those right this time. Get the earlier picks right. They have 10 picks.
Right. I saw that. Let me pull it up. What they got? The one first. They got how many in the second? Is it 2 seconds or no? I need to look this up by teams. Here we go. Right here.
They have a lot, I think, in the 4th through 7th rounds, I think.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah. Let me pull up their picks real quick here, Whitey. I got it. I'm on NFL.com. San Francisco 49ers. They got 1 in the first, 2 in the 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth. You were talking about 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. That might be set up perfectly for them, right? Those 4th round picks. So
there's also a team like this, as good as they were last year anyway. It's like, how many of those guys are even going to make our team?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're already a deep team, and no, you're 100% right about that.
But this draft, a lot of it is all about the quarterback. So why can't the Bears do quarterbacks? Some fascinating numbers next. We'll come right back with those. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Aired by the California Broadcasters Association and this station.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, we're talking NFL draft. Sure, it's draft day, but bottom of the hour, we're going to catch up with Keith Smith from Spotrac or Spot Track, and that may be our first question. Right? Is it Spotrac?
Oh, yeah. How do you pronounce the company you work for? Right? And the thing is, we always use the site. We all go to the site every day pretty much. I never knew how to pronounce it, though.
Okay. I just asked Kyle because, I don't know how to say that. He's like, yeah, I'm not sure. So, there's one question we'll ask him. So we'll catch up on the Kings cap situation and Malik's market when we talk to him bottom of the hour. But now, as I mentioned, we're going to take a look at why one NFL team cannot pick quarterbacks. And this segment sponsored by Xfinity Sports Zone. Fans can personalize their live sports viewing experience by watching multiple games at once and easily finding their favorite team and stats. The Bears are expected to draft a quarterback with first pick, which would tie the Colts for the most quarterbacks drafted in the first round in the common draft era. That's since 1967. Well, the Colts have picked some good quarterbacks, haven't they? Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears are the only current franchise that has never had a 4,000-yard passer in a season. The Bears are the only franchise that hasn't had a quarterback throw 30 passing touchdowns in a season. That's unbelievable.
Not even 30? In today's NFL?
50?
Right, 30? Wow. I'm looking at just some of the guys that they've had over the years.
Jay Cutler was, he stands out as for a Bears quarterback, he was really good.
Kyle Orton was 21-12 as a Bears starter.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive. That's solid. I mean, but he wasn't a big-time thrower, Jim
Harbaugh was a Bears quarterback, right?
Yeah. Who else? Rex Grossman. Remember him?
Rex Grossman, you know what I'll never forget about him? It was the day they were playing the Colts in the Super Bowl, and the Colts would win that Super Bowl. And watching the pregame show, which starts for the Super Bowl hours before, and they showed, and here's the Chicago Bears team bus. And Rex Grossman got off of it. And the look in his eyes, I saw it, and I said, oh, they're losing.
Really? He was
when he
Rex Grossman, really? Oh, man.
Oh, they don't have a chance.
Right. He lost the game before he even showed up, right? So Jim McMahon never had one, huh?
No, because they were just like their defense.
And that was the old school.
Yeah.
Wow. That's terrible.
I knew that they've had issues, but I couldn't believe when I read that. I literally had a hard time believing that.
Yeah, I'm on this site, Windy City Gridiron, and they ranked the Bears drafted quarterbacks over the last 40 years. This came out end of last year.
What do they have? Number one, nobody.
Right. Well, number one, Jim Harbaugh was number one, right? Jim Harbaugh is. And this is the first line. The fact that Jim Harbaugh is first on this list is a rough pill to swallow.
Yeah, we know that the Browns have had a lot of different ones.
Yeah.
They've had, I don't know, 30-something starters since 1999, whatever it is. But they've had some good quarterbacks.
They've had some solid ones. Yeah. They've had. Look, I'm going down this list. Jim Harbaugh is number one. Kyle Orton is number two. Think about this. This is the last 40 years of quarterbacks.
Jay Cutler's got to be on there somewhere.
Did they not draft Jay Cutler?
Oh, is it just draft?
Yeah, this is just draft. Yeah, this is just draft. Yeah. This is just, oh my gosh. Like some of these names, like Rex Grossman 3, Mitch Trubisky 4, Justin Fields 5.
Yeah,
How's Justin Fields 5? He won when the team. It's tough to list him any higher on this list when the team has won just 5 of his 28 career starts. That's pathetic. So what you're telling me is poor Caleb Williams, he's doomed for. And I'm a big Caleb Williams fan.
I am too.
He's
the guy, right? He's going to break this jinx.
He's going to. I mean, that's a cursed organization when it comes to the QB spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I some of these guys I don't. Dan Lefevre, remember him?
I don't remember Danny Lefevre.
Yeah, but no, he's number 14, and he was drafted in 2010.
Is Bobby Douglas on there? I don't know if they drafted him. Bobby Douglas ran for 900 yards.
Not on this list.
Okay, maybe they didn't draft him.
Yeah, they might not have drafted him. This site is awesome. Windy City Gridiron, I'm on. The number 15th best quarterback that they've drafted over the last 40 years, Brent Snyder, 1989 7th round, 192nd overall. And listen to this. The guy writes, I'll be honest, I've never heard of this guy. I'm pretty good at remembering random Bears players from years past, but with Snyder, I have no clue. He never made the team, nor did he ever stick to him. This might be an Onion or some article. This can't be. I'll be honest. I've never heard of this guy. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's, yesterday we talked to, who was our Brian Bosarge?
Yeah, Brian Bosarge.
Yeah. And I asked him, who's the team that's really on the spot here? And he said, the Bears gotta make this work.
They have to. And they have the number 1 pick and the number 9 pick. And I was thinking about this earlier. Do you take Caleb Williams at number 1 and then maybe pair him if I keep bringing up this guy, Roma Dunze, because he'll probably still be there. Then do you give him a number 1, a wide receiver also? Or do you take Caleb Williams, you beef up the offensive line, draft one of those offensive tackles we talked about? Or do you take Caleb Williams and trade the number 9 for a player and a pick or something like that? Like they control the draft, in the top 10. They're going to get their guy at number 1, but they got to get that second pick, whatever they do with, right? Because as well as I do in the NFL, you got to surround whatever quarterback you have with the talent to be successful. It's not, it's not the old days where you can just, let him take his lumps like Troy Aikman did back in '89. You'll ruin a guy like that, Whitey. And so I look at what the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts didn't take off until they beefed up the offensive line and gave him some weapons. If I'm Caleb Williams, that's what I'm demanding. You got to beef up the offensive line and give me some weapons.
It's also true, and it didn't used to be true, but it's also true now. If you draft a guy as a rookie, it's reasonable to think he could start. You remember what it used to be like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You got the clipboard for at least a year because you'll get killed otherwise. Yeah. And around 2011 or so, it started where RG3 and Russell Wilson and some Andrew Luck, guys who get drafted and they'd plug them right in and they were reasonably good. That just didn't used to be the case.
Yeah, it's totally different now.
I think the rule changes have something to do with it. I asked Phil Simms one time, why is that? Because, he played under the old system. He said, just now you got guys and they're learning nothing but how to be a quarterback from the time they're 11 and they're going to these camps and that's like all they do.
Yeah.
So by the time they're pros, they know a lot more about it than guys used to.
And do you think that the NFL game is a lot more comparable today to what they do in college also? It's not that much of a adjustment.
Whereas it used to be you're running the wishbone and
then
you got
line up under center. It's a different game now.
Yeah.
It's more, a lot of stuff, you're operating out of the shotgun now. It's spread formation. And so it's different now, I think.
Does this surprise you? It surprised me. Players drafted in the first round, as we know, get most of the attention. But a significant portion of a team's roster is built on days 2 and 3. So among the active players in 2023, so last season, 63% of the active players in the NFL were drafted in rounds 4 to 7 or went undrafted. I'll focus on first pick, second pick.
Why is that? That's hard to believe, right? Like more than half, 63%
last year were drafted in rounds 4 through 7 or were undrafted.
Meaning, do the math, 37% came for the first 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just an inexact science,
Yeah.
man.
So you look at the Rams.
Yeah.
Wow, they haven't had a first-round pick since, 2018 or whatever.
Well, they don't need it. You don't need it. It's exactly. It's, it's so risky and volatile at the top. I mean, and here's the thing, too. When you think about it from a GM's perspective, and I'm looking at John Lynch and Shanahan, when you miss on a top pick, a first-round pick, there's scrutiny. When you miss on a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick, it happens, Fortunately, the Trey Lance pick, like that could have really set them back. If not for Brock Purdy, it could have really maybe caused some jobs. But, I think when you look at it, first-round picks, man, it's a crapshoot. I was watching ESPN, and Mike Tannenbaum said, I talked to one GM, and he said, this is back in the day, I hope another team's GM makes a mistake before I do, because drafts a guy, because it's such an inexact science, man.
Yeah.
I got to look up the success rate of draft picks, like the hit rate on
if
draft
you draft
picks.
a guy in the first round and you miss, it's your fault. You stink. You
Right.
draft a guy in the 5th round and you miss, it's his fault. He stinks. Right?
Yes.
It's like, well, yeah, he's a 5th rounder. What can you do?
What do you expect? Yeah, exactly. All right, I got the hit rate really real quick here on draft picks. We know the Niners at 31 might be interested in a wide receiver, offensive tackle. Check this out right here. All pro selections, the hit rate of first-round picks, the running back position, hit rate 31%.
Do we know how long this is, how far we're going back?
2010.
Okay.
2010. Center, 29%. And these are like the best of the best. You know what I mean? These are like, this is in the green. You're doing good. Wide receiver, 12% in the red. That's in the red. Quarterback, 10% hit rate. Think about that.
That's why I don't know why teams
hit
go
rate.
crazy for quarterbacks early in drafts.
You're right. And we got 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 that'll go in the first round.
I know.
5 of them might not even be anything.
Look at 2021.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. We turn our attention back to the NBA. When we come back, we'll catch up with Keith Smith see if Jay knows. Jay, is it Spotrac or Spot Track? We honestly don't know.
We're going to ask Keith Smith.
And we'll ask him about Malik and the Kings offseason next. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're looking at sun and clouds for today with highs reaching the low 70s. It'll be a bit breezy as well late day. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Spring savings continue at Folsom Lake Kia. Low payments, special offers, 0 down deals on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Progressive presents Good News, Bad News, Dumb News, then Great News. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items launching exclusively at Lowe's, like the self-leveling laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect socket set for just $49.98. Get Klein tools in-store and online today, because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
With a variety of weekly promotions, there's something for everyone to enjoy at a Sacramento River Cats game. Don't miss a Toyota Family Value Tuesday featuring $2 hot dogs and $2 ice cream, or Thirsty Thursday featuring ice-cold beer. Join us on Smut Orange Fridays for happy hour and live music, and don't forget to stick around post-game every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with post-game fireworks. Find all promotional details at rivercats.com and make your plans to head out to Sutter Health Park this season.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 340.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Truck Month?
We are very excited to be celebrating 75 years in business by doing what we do best, helping you get the truck you need for less. Right now, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. And with over 500 new Rams available, you won't find a better selection in all of California.
Wow, 75 years? That is amazing.
It all started with my grandpa and great-grandpa's dream, and it's grown over the years to where we've had a chance to serve tens of thousands of customers and show them there's something special about Hoblet you just can't get at those big city auto mall dealerships.
Come experience the difference at California's #1 Ram truck dealer. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
11,000 total net savings after 5,000 factory rebates and 6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital qualify. 500 first responder bonus cash. Must be current member of eligible first responder association. More than 5 of the total net savings. See dealer for details.
2 young fathers are shot to death outside an iconic Utah restaurant.
I said, your dad has been hurt really bad.
The grief was disorienting for those left behind until one choice changed everything.
I just remember writing this letter, and it wasn't me writing it.
Can a personal decision shape generations?
We're all falling for this guy's trick.
I'm Amy Donaldson. Season 2 of The Letter, Ripple Effect, is available now. Follow us at theletterpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
The only thing worse than seeing Malik Monk miss out on the Sixth Man of the Year award would be watching him leave town. How likely is that? Let's find out here. Nice enough to join us. Contributor to the NBA front office show, also contributor to Spot Track, which some call Spotrack. We're not sure how to pronounce it. We're hoping he can help us with that as well. Keith Smith with us. How are you today, Keith?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. And it's Spot Track.
Spot Track.
Spot
there
Track.
we go.
All right. Okay.
All
right.
Thank you. That's all we needed. We'll see you.
All right. Have a good one.
Keith, what do you see as the potential and probable market for Malik Monk?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things working in his favor as far as getting a big payday is that it's not a great free agent class. And he's obviously very, very good. He's established himself as a player who can be highly productive coming off the bench on a good team. And that is a skill. It's something teams look for, guys that can excel in that role. But I think what he's really done with the Kings over the last 2 years is he shoots it well and he scores, but his playmaking ability tells you this guy can run and lead an offense on a second unit, and that's huge. And then you combine that with not being a very good free agent class. The teams that have cap space, the teams that are looking to make additions and upgrades through free agency, which that's getting less and less each year, but those teams, he's going to be pretty high on their list.
Hey, Keith, Kyle Draper here, man. Thanks for jumping on with us. Which teams have cap space? I'm on Spot Track right now, and it's kind of confusing because some teams are, on the first apron, second, like which teams could outright sign Malik, you think, to a contract?
Yeah, right now, the teams that we're looking at having cap space, and I don't know how many of these teams would go for him, but just to give you a sense, are Detroit, Philadelphia. They're both going to probably very likely have north of 50, maybe even 60 million in cap space. Then you step it down into the teams that are going to have in the range of 25 to 30, and that seems like Orlando, Oklahoma City, and Utah. Those teams should have a good amount of cap space. And then you've got Charlotte. They could be, in the 30 million-ish range or so somewhere in that spot. So these are the teams that we're looking at potentially could make a run at Malik Monk. And a couple of the teams that jump out immediately to me is going to be Philadelphia is going to have roster spots to fill. They're looking at a potential off season with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and 13 open roster spots to fill on their standard roster. And then Orlando, who Malik Monk would absolutely fill a massive need for them for creation and shooting.
Keith Smith with us from the NBA front office show. Keith, some of us are doing mental gymnastics trying to figure out, well, how could the Kings keep Malik? He says he likes it here. We know he likes it here. I know this may not seem likely, but would the Kings, what kind of 1+1 deal would they be able to offer him? Like, you stay here for a year, we'll give you an option. I mean, what would that even look like? What could they even present him on that front?
Yeah, and I think that is the way this could play out. I think this is very similar to what Bobby Portis did with the Milwaukee Bucks a couple years ago. He landed there much like Malik Monk, became a very popular player and a terrific player off the bench, and the Bucks were very limited in what they could pay him when his free agency hit. So what the Bucks did with Portis was they kind of it almost becomes like, hey, we're going to sign you to two separate deals. Let's think about them as one big overall contract. And that is because what you're trying to do is you re-sign him this year using his early bird rights, which means you're probably going to give him a 2-year deal, which is really going to be a 1-year deal with a player option on it. Then Monk opts out, and that'll probably be worth about 35, 36 million or so, right in that range over those 2 years. But it's really going to be 1 year, about 17 to 18 million. Then what happens is Monk opts out. Now you have his full bird rights, and you can pay him whatever you want. Well, whatever you agree to. So my guess is there's going to be some discussion around that. I mean, we all know teams would never have early contract discussions, ever. That's not something anybody does. But, I mean, we all know. But I think, that's kind of how you approach this situation. If not that, they can offer him a 4-year deal worth about almost $80 million. It's about $78 million or so. And that would put them in a spot where that's the best they can do right now today. That's probably a little light, but I think if you're Malik Monk and you found a home, hey, take that 1+1, get a good payday this year, and then you have the option next year that can put you right back out there, either back into free agency, or you can be back in a spot where Sacramento can now offer you, 4 years, 90 million or something like that, 100 million even, which gets you in range. And I know those numbers sound huge to people, but we're talking $25 million a year. That's going to be, not all that big a percentage of the cap moving forward where all these things are going.
All right, that might be the way, the route to keeping Malik Monk. Hey, Keith, let's say Malik does go elsewhere. What kind of salary cap structure, what kind of money do the Kings have to play with if he leaves?
Yeah, not a whole lot, unfortunately. That's the challenge. Is they're probably still going to be a capped out team because he's not carrying a very big number that's coming off the books. You've still got Darren Fox on his salary. You've got Domantas Sabonis on his salary. And that's not me saying those are bad contracts by any means, because they're not. They're just bigger contracts. Then you get into guys like Kevin Huerter still on the books. You've got Harrison Barnes that you still got, signed there. So you're starting to get into a spot where not a bad salary cap sheet, but you just adding up a little bit. You've got, Keegan Murray, whose contract is a little bit bigger because of where he was drafted in the draft. So all of a sudden you're looking at, all right, we'll probably have the non-taxpayer mid-level. We could probably get in range to use that. That's, a little over $12 million in first-year salary, and that's likely what they would be looking at. But that's not probably going to get you a even swap value for Malik Monk if he walks away, but it is at least a tool you can flesh out your bench a little bit with.
Anytime you want to know about a player's contractual status in the NBA, what do? You go to SpotTrack, and Keith Smith with us from SpotTrack. Keith, ignorant question, I realize, but we talk a lot about this team is over the cap, they're under the cap. Can any team at any time go over the cap if they choose to? What are the limitations on when a team can actually exceed the cap if they feel they want to do so?
Yeah, the vast majority of NBA teams actually operate as over the cap teams by the time all is said and done. You may have a few, we ran through those teams that may have cap space, but by the time they sign all these guys and re-sign players and add talent and whatnot, they're going to end up at or over the cap. That's just the reality. The real barrier in the NBA has become the luxury tax. And now we have kind of three levels to the luxury tax in this. I keep calling it the new CBA, even though we're a year into it now. But we're still flowing through and learning things, and rules are coming in, this year that weren't in place last year. You have the regular luxury tax, which is, hey, you're expensive, but you're not crazy expensive yet. Then you have the first apron, which is, all right, you're starting to push it a little bit. We're going to put some restrictions on you as far as what you can do to build out your roster. Then you have what I like to call like the Warriors Clippers level of, hey, this is crazy. You're approaching it's somewhere in the range of a third to a quarter, $500 million between salary and taxes. We're going to really restrict what you can do. And that's what the teams are all operating against. We had a bunch of teams this past year, Boston, Milwaukee, Phoenix, kind of look it in the face and say, this is our last year to add a whole bunch of guys. We're going right past that second apron because we think we can be title contenders, and we'll let tomorrow's problems be tomorrow's problems.
Keith, do you think at some point we may see teams have to make a financial decision? Some of those teams you made, Boston, I'm looking at Minnesota and their books. Do you think that teams will have to let go of some big names or trade some big names to get under that second apron?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're going to have a handful of teams that are going to look at it. And it's not, there will definitely be some that will say, hey, wait, the owner's going to look around and say, what am I paying all this money for? And I think that's kind of the point we're hitting a little bit with the Warriors, as far as we're paying an awful lot of money for a team that is a bottom tier playoff team. They didn't even make it through this year. So we got to be really careful about this. And now they've made a lot of, comments on, we're going to reduce the tax bill. Now, they said that in the past and didn't do it. So I'm not fully sure I'm fully buying in, but I think you're going to see them make decisions where Klay Thompson's salary is probably going to get cut in half if he wants to stay. Chris Paul, it seems, almost unfathomable because of who he is. He may just get straight out waived out of his non-guaranteed contract. And you're going to see teams have to make those decisions because when you're up and over that second apron, here's what you're limited to doing. You're limited to signing your own draft picks, signing players to minimum contracts, and then you're limited to making trades, but you can only do trades where you trade up one player at a time and you take back only equal or less money. So in the old world, it could be, all right, we're ready to start making moves. We're going to take player makes $20 million, player makes $10 million, and we're going to go get ourselves a $35, $40 million player. In the new world for these second apron teams, if you could trade the $30 million player, you can only take back $30 million in salary. You can't take back any more, and you can't add two guys together to go get more money. That's the restrictions they put on these teams, and that's going to be very hard to build functional, deep enough rosters to make the kind of runs these guys want to.
Yeah, that rent comes due. Keith, we've been talking about this a lot. But as long as we have you here, I mean, you've touched on some of these things. Before we let you go, can you just clarify for us what kind of flexibility the Kings do have currently under the cap? Monty has talked a lot the last couple of years about this flexibility. What kind of flexibility do the Kings actually have this offseason?
Yeah, they're pretty well clear of the luxury tax pending what happens with Malik Monk. If they re-sign him for the most that they can, they're potentially going to be dancing around the luxury tax line, but they're nowhere near hitting those aprons. They're probably not going to get anywhere close to those apron amounts. And they've got some contracts that if they need to, they can get off of with relative ease because these guys are, these aren't the old Timofey Mozgov, Luol Deng deals where it's like, oh no, what happened? What did you do here? Like they don't have anything like that. So they've got pretty good flexibility. And it's only, it sounds crazy, but in the NBA, things work on really 3 to 4 year cycles. So they're only another year away from a couple more contracts fall off the books, and then we're pretty soon into a spot where wow, things really start to clear up. Except for the longer range deals like Sabonis and Fox and Herter and those guys, but they're in pretty good shape because they locked in some guys at pretty good values moving forward. That's also a benefit to signing a guy like Sabonis or Fox. As long as you think they're going to hold their value and not turn sour as a contract, you lock them in, their number only goes up about 8% per year, and it actually works out slightly less than that on a max deal. But the cap is projected after this year to go up 10% when the new TV money kicks in. So those deals start to come be an even nicer percentage of the cap as well. That's the benefit of locking in guys early.
Yeah, see, math can be kind of fun when we're talking about sports.
This is interesting.
Keith, thank you very much. We appreciate it very much. We hope to talk to you again soon. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, so have we just stumbled across the manner in which the Kings can keep Malik Monk? Next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/build to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/build and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Back for a limited time. Dune Part 2, the IMAX experience.
We've been fighting the Arcanins for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries.
Treat yourself to this cinematic masterpiece on the IMAX 6-story screen. Getting advance tickets to a showtime is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seat today. And don't miss this last chance to see Dune Part 2 at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Were you recently in a car accident? Don't let the insurance companies push you around. Turn to the experts at Gonzalez Law. Our team specializes in car accident cases, wrongful termination, and criminal defense, fighting tirelessly to get you the compensation and justice you deserve. With years of experience and a track record of success, we don't settle for less, and neither should you. Visit SacLegalDefense.com or call 916-304-9187 for a free consultation. Gonzalez Law, your advocate in the fight for justice.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. Explore more this season in California with Toyota's legendary reliability. Shop a wide selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, including more hybrids and plug-in hybrids than any other brand. Right now, get low 3.99% APR financing on the spacious Highlander, or check out great lease deals on the stylish Camry, sporty Corolla, and dynamic RAV4. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available on 2024 models through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit, excludes hybrids and Sport 3024.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
I guess those of us who are hoping to hold off the pickleball invasion, we might as well give up. I know Chris Watkins has been one who said pickleball. No, there's just no reason for it. But Trace was just telling Jay and I that De'Aaron Fox is in a new shoe commercial and he's playing pickleball in it.
Yeah, that's his thing. Yeah, I know. If
good for him and his shoe and everything, but we've lost.
I mean, if De'Aaron Fox thinks pickleball is cool, then it got to be cool, right?
Yep.
I mean, we're in the wrong.
I give up.
I'd like to try it though. I'd like to try it. You know, and De'Aaron, he goes to the Folsom Lifetime usually on Sundays. I think.
I bet he's pretty good at pickleball.
Yeah, I bet he is. Right? Do you have to be athletic to play pickleball?
Well, he's so quick, and the court is microscopic, so I can't imagine there is. I mean, he could cover the whole court, I'm sure.
Yeah.
At any time.
But it doesn't seem like you have to move much
You don't.
in pickleball.
You don't.
Right?
You have to hit a ball with a wooden paddle, a little plastic, ball with a holes in it, kind of like a wiffle ball.
Right.
You don't have to move to get it because the court's
So why
so
aren't
small.
we doing this then?
Why would you want to do that?
I'm just saying, like, I'm all right. I'm looking at Fox's commercial now. Jay, you got to pull this. It's on King's Muse Twitter account. Posted this April 24th, yesterday at about 3:34. It's about a 15-second commercial, and he's showing off his new shoes and everything, his Under Armour shoes, and he's got glasses on, sunglasses, and he got the pickleball paddle or whatever you call it. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it. I might try it this
I would like
weekend.
to try it. Yeah. I will tell you this, as easy as it looks, I happened to kind of stumble upon the Pro Pickleball League once on ESPN 7 or whatever.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
those guys, it's amazing what they can do. They hit the ball so hard.
Right. Oh, so
yeah,
it's
you can even
intense
follow
like
it and
that.
they're returning it. So
it's
still,
not just your everyday
I
pickleball.
guess, but it still looks pretty easy to me.
Yeah, it does look easy. I mean, it's not like you're diving. You got the commercial, Jay? Should we play it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear. Let's listen. De'Aaron Fox, new commercial featuring pickleball.
Multidimensional. It's a state of mind. No matter where I am, what I'm doing, I'm locked in. Every version of me is me. Phantom One.
Yeah, nothing against him
The
at
new
all.
Phantom
It's
One,
just
yeah.
Any of us that were hoping maybe this pickleball thing goes away. I mean, if he's playing it in his shoe commercial, it's all over. Pickleball is here.
And
to
the thing
stay
about it,
forever.
it seems like it would be an older person sport.
Yes.
Right? But this is young 26-year-old De'Aaron Fox doing this. We need to get Fox on the phone. Like, what is the draw for pickleball? I want to hear, like,
isn't KD one of the investors in pro pickleball?
Yeah, a few of them are. Like, there's some big names. KD, Steph, I believe, is an investor. I thought LeBron I heard also might be involved in it as well.
I know Rick Ross.
Rose.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say in favor of pickleball as opposed to tennis, growing up, my mom taught me how to play tennis, and tennis was cool, but tennis became such an elitist sport, right?
Yeah.
It always was to a degree, but there was a time when it was kind of like everybody's playing tennis. Then it really more and more became an elitist country club game.
Yes, it did. And
there's some big names.
Oh, you got some big names
invested into this pickleball league.
What you got for
Mark
us,
you guys talked about Durant, Eva Longoria, Michael Phelps, Tom Ricketts, Mark Cuban.
Okay.
Heidi Klum. Oh, there's some big Drew Brees, Tom Brady. Everybody's in on pickleball.
Can you tell from that, Jay? Maybe you can. This may not be a fair question. Is it a league or is it like a tour? Like, you have the tennis.
It's a league.
Yeah.
Pickleball League reveals new teams, owners as expansion fees hit $3 million. This was back in
$3 million.
I'm looking at Sportico and Spot Track.
Our guys over at
America's fastest growing sport continues to attract high profile investors from entertainment and sports with Tuesday's announcements of Major League Pickleball's 12 new teams for 2023.
Right. Well, now we need a team.
Let me ask you this. Why are you against pickleball, Whitey?
Because I just feel like it's so tennis is so much harder, and it's just like, tennis is too hard. Let's just play pickleball. That's all.
It's
because I've always loved tennis.
I love tennis too. I'm with you on that. I love tennis, but the gym I go to, Lifetime Folsom, no more tennis courts. It's all pickleball courts now.
Yeah,
it's
you go to the park by my house where they have 2 tennis courts. They don't even have the nets there anymore, and they're all cracked, and there's grass growing. And those used to be
really? Yeah,
it used to be like, we can't get a court.
You know what it is?
No one even wants a tennis
You
court.
might be right. Tennis might be too taxing, too much work. You got to run. You got to stretch out, and people might just say, I want to work out, but I don't want to work out that hard. You might be right. I got to try it. I'm gonna report back next week. I'll take a class or show up or whatever. Yeah.
Just a wooden panel with a little plastic wiffle ball. I'm sure there's, high-level players and everything, but
what's even worse is
it's here to stay. It's like, I give up. I give up.
Doubles pickleball.
You and me would be a good team because you're lefty.
I'm left. Yeah, that's true. But we wouldn't have to move. You just we're big guys too. You just stand there, reach out, bang, bang. It doesn't seem like you break a sweat or anything doing it.
It's like playing on a twister board or something. Like right foot red. Don't stand there. There's no room to stand anywhere else. But anyway, it's here to stay. So I give up.
Hold on
I give
here.
up.
What? See, this is what I'm talking about. 916. Drapes talking trash about pickleball. Come on, man. It's legit. Whitey's the one talking trash about
I don't know, Drapes. I don't know why.
I'm saying I might give pickleball a try, man.
Drapes.
I'm open to trying new things, I'm going to try it out.
Yeah. I just say I give up. I'm not resisting it anymore. It's here. And hopefully someone will teach me how to play. Hey, 916, let's play pickleball. It's a stupid name for a sport, too.
Hey,
right?
Jay,
That's
it is a stupid
name.
What does it have to do with the actual sport? Like pickleball. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Jay, you saw the De'Aaron Fox commercial, right?
Yes, sir.
What did you think of it?
It's actually still going on. I thought it was okay. For what they're the shoe, the Under Armour Phantom 1, it's like a lifestyle shoe.
Right. Yes.
So that's kind of what they're going. You see, De'Aaron, and I'm trying to paint the picture. As you said, De'Aaron's got a pickleball paddle in his hand. They're transforming. He's kind of got like his summer look with the, the light coat and the shorts.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a lifestyle type kind.
Alex says, bought mine. Then he has the fox emoji.
Oh, he bought one.
He bought his Phantoms?
His new sneakers.
Okay. Phantom ones?
Phantom 1. But that's what I'm saying. It's not being targeted to basketball players or young kids that, it's not like he's trying to go against Kyrie's or something, Paul George sneakers or something. Like you said, this is lifestyle. I think this is just this rollout. I think he will at some point. I think this rollout is just about that.
But fellas, and this is just me on my marketing scheme or whatever. Wouldn't you want to? And I'm not opposed to him having a lifestyle sneaker. That's part of all this. LaMelo just, released his Puma first lifestyle sneaker. But wouldn't you want to drop the first sneaker kind of being a basketball tennis shoe?
But how about this?
Joel Embiid endorses Skechers now.
Skechers. Yeah, he does. He's getting paid.
But I'll tell you what,
but
Jay,
they're making basketball Skechers.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. Maybe that was the plan. But when you don't make the playoffs, you can't roll it out.
No.
You know what? Maybe he might have wanted to roll out his new basketball shoe sneaker game 1 of the playoffs or something like that. And they had to scrap it.
So this was like the standby, the fallback?
Yeah, because now is not the time if you're De'Aaron Fox to roll out a basketball sneaker. Not in the off season when you're not,
So let's roll out the pickleball.
Let's
sneaker.
run. Yeah, this is pickleball season.
Roll out the lifestyle summer joint.
Summer joint. That's what I'm saying.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, Drake.
Now, if this was All-Star Weekend or Christmas Day
that's
game
when they
or
dropped
something.
That's when they dropped the new kicks.
Yeah, but not right now. I don't think you dropped the new ones right
So
now.
they had to redo everything.
I think so.
So you're saying his calendar changed because the Kings didn't make the playoffs?
Yeah, that's my guess.
I like that.
That's my guess.
Now what are we gonna do? Hey, do you have a pickleball paddle anywhere? Give him a pickleball paddle.
Like
Okay,
they may have pushed the roll out, for basketball to the start of the season. Opening night, he might drop some new heat.
Let's see here. Manny Tulajid, Whitey and Drapes. What do you think of Malik's chances of coming back? We'll answer that. And as we said, it looks like maybe we found the way for the Kings to keep him next with the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 340.
At Fasteners Inc., we believe adding quality power tools to your lineup shouldn't break the bank. That's why we're hosting the biggest Milwaukee tool sale of the year in Sacramento. On top of insane deals on Milwaukee power tools, all Milwaukee pack-out storage boxes, hand tools, and tool accessories will be 25% off. So come on down on April 27th to the Milwaukee Tool Sanity Sale at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road in Sacramento. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Your one-stop Honda shop.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
We're just about an hour away from the start of the NFL draft. How many people are outside getting ready for it to start in Detroit?
Let me turn on my mic here.
Yeah.
100,000? I have
Jay
no
had
idea.
a number earlier. I think they had to stop letting people come in.
Yeah, they said they're getting close to 100K out there.
Wow, look at that. A lot of Lions fans, too. I'm like a sea of blue out there.
Uh-huh.
You got some Bears fans.
Why are those people all there?
I don't know. Like,
if they're having a good time, great. I'm not.
Right,
yeah, but, I mean, there was a time when I think Pete Rozelle's like, we're not putting the draft on TV. No one's watching that.
Yeah.
And now it's an hour
it's,
before it starts, and you got 100,000 people waiting for it to start outside.
Fellas, let me ask you something. Maybe we can do this in the summer when we have a little more time on our hands, and I'll put it on our list. Is the NFL draft, NBA draft, whatever draft, MLB, whatever draft you want, is that one of the most boring events that most people attend? Like, I have no interest unless it was, family member or friend if I had to go there for work, okay, that's cool because it's a little different. Mm-hmm. But I have no interest in being a fan attending a draft. How about you guys?
I'm with you.
It's like up the top of my list.
Yeah, I would rather, and I'm interested. I want to know what happens. But to your point, watching it, I'd rather watch like 3 UFL games than watch. At least it's football. Something happening.
Right. It's not like you interact with the players that are going to be drafted. You're not going to see the coaches or like, what do you get out of that if you're there?
Mm-hmm.
And
you want to see who your team drafts. I get that. Your team.
Yeah. But I'll also say I would guarantee it's a worse product in person because there's a lot of downtime, A lot of quiet, a lot of commercials.
You're just
a lot of time in
extra
between the picks.
in a TV show.
Right.
You're there.
Exactly. You're just a prop there. Yeah. 100%. So I have zero interest in it. And I've never been to the NBA draft or anything, but there's no reason to, like, I would want to do that.
I remember reading about the early days of the NFL draft, and way back when they couldn't, you'd like the team would call up a school and say, "Hey, coach, you got any good players?" And the coach might say, "Yeah, this one he's pretty good." And okay, well, that would be it.
That was it, right? Now, not all this pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
And
I remember reading a story on the history of the NFL, and the Steelers have this party, and at this party, they're going to introduce their first round pick. And the guy gets there, and they all realize, oh, this guy can't play football. They got to tell the owner,
pull the plug
wait till you
on
see
him.
this guy we drafted.
Oh, my gosh.
So times have changed.
Times have changed, and, like I'm watching ESPN, and their pregame show for the draft is like 6 hours long or whatever it is. Like, what more can you say? Like, and the thing is,
and people love it.
People
and the
love
ratings
it,
are high.
but we're spending so much time, and nobody knows how these guys will pan out. We're talking about guys who might be out of the league in 3 to 4 years. Think about that. All this talk, it's too much content out there right now. It's too much content.
There is.
There's too much time to fill. Like, come on.
Well, we don't have time for that right now.
Look at these Yahoos, Raider fans.
Raiders.
They're saying, fellas, and I'm looking right now. They're saying upwards of 100. There's already 150,000 fans in attendance with over, and this was an hour ago, with over 2 hours left until the draft. They're expecting, according to NFL PR, they're expecting over 400,000 fans are expected to be in attendance for the NFL draft.
What?
400,000 over the 3 days.
Good for them. And, if they enjoy it,
the NFL,
everyone makes money. It's a win-win. I just don't understand it.
And they're paying to get into that, right?
Right. It's not.
It's not free.
Yeah, it's not free. There's nothing free with the NFL.
Yeah. I couldn't believe this a few years ago. 2011 and 2012 might have been the first year. You go to Radio Row at Super Bowl, and it's just the media, and there's lots of players walking around and celebrities. Jay was just there with Styles and Watkins, and I was there. It was in Indianapolis, and they have part of it sectioned off, and I'm looking, because I'm on the inside, and I realize, oh, those are fans. They charge fans to come look at this.
Yes.
What, for Radio Row? What?
Yes. Fans pay to go watch radio, because they have the TV shows, and you might see somebody walk by, and fans
you got to pay for
that.
That's people need to get a life. I appreciate it, and that helps, pay our bills and everything. But that's
yeah. So anyway,
put that on top of my list too. That's not. That's
you're
boring.
not going to. What about what is it? Not Fan Fest, Media Night at the NFL Super Bowl.
Do they charge fans for that too? They might.
I don't think you can get to Media Night. That's only media.
That's
personnel.
Just media on the floor. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We'll come right back here. Take a real quick timeout.
Okay.
Come right back with Malik Monk.
Yes.
And we may have the way to keep him in town next. Drive Guys Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Welcome to the April Adventure Sales Event at Kia Vacaville. Are you ready for an extraordinary experience? We're excited to introduce you to the pinnacle of automotive excellence, the Kia Telluride. During April Adventure, come and explore the remarkable features of the Kia Telluride. It's not just a vehicle, it's a lifestyle with this seamless blend of sophistication and practicality. The Telluride is ready to elevate your driving experience to new heights. Whether you're embarking on a family road trip or navigating the urban jungle, the Kia Telluride offers unparalleled comfort and innovation. Plus, with Kia's commitment to safety and reliability, you can drive with confidence wherever the road takes you. Don't miss this opportunity to experience the extraordinary Kia Telluride for yourself. Visit Kia of Vacaville today and take advantage of exclusive offers during the April Adventure Sales Event. Your adventure begins here. Kia of Vacaville, where innovation meets excellence. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more details.
afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Pardon me, a little collective soul on a throwback Thursday. We're worried about Malik Monk leaving, of course. We're watching the Orlando Magic playing right now. They're down 6-3 early to Cleveland. They can't shoot, so they could use Malik Monk.
They could use a shot maker, a distributor.
They could also offer him more money than the Kings.
Yeah. And the question is, we're hearing all this smoke regarding Orlando. Is Malik at the top of their wish list? I think he would, if I'm being objective, I would take him over Klay Thompson, right?
Would you take him over D'Angelo Russell?
Yes.
I would too.
Yes. And I think Russell's a talent, but he doesn't equate to winning. Like, he doesn't impact winning, I don't think. And so, no, I think Malik, because, we know what D'Angelo Russell is. He's a former All-Star. Let's not, get it twisted. But Malik is trending upwards. D'Angelo Russell has plateaued. Like, he is what he is. He's going to be good some nights. Other nights, he's not going to be found. So I think Malik, if you're looking at it, Malik might be at the top in terms of lead guards, like ball handling guards. I'm not including KCP. I know James Harden. I know Russell Westbrook. But those guys, they have a small market. Like, those guys aren't going anywhere. Malik might be, one of the most sought-after free agents this offseason.
He should be. From the 916, there's something broken about the CBA. If a team cannot keep a player they want to keep, Malik owes his increased value to the success he had with the Kings over these last 2 years. I'm certain the Kings would want to keep him regardless of what other teams offer. They would match if they could. It doesn't make sense that they are not allowed to do that. Well, it does, because they only gave him the 2-year offer.
Right.
And
if
so
they would have gave him a 3,
it
would have been different.
But there may be a way around all this, right, Drapes? What do you think, first of all, of the likelihood? The first guy I saw it somewhere on Twitter, Jay brought it up like a week or two ago, the 1+1 deal, let's just call it that, for Malik. Do you think it would give the Kings a chance?
I think that's probably, I think that would be their best chance, because if I'm Malik and his agent is Jeff Schwartz, I do believe, you got to look at the potential. Like, the Kings contract they could offer you right now, $478, great contract, nothing to sneeze at, $19.5 a year, basically, I think it averages out to. Great money. But the potential to be able to sign a 4-100 after this, where you get $25 million per year or whatever the contract may be, is enticing. And we just had Keith Smith on of Spot Track on, and he talked about how Bobby Portis did a similar thing. The only difference between Malik and Bobby Portis, if I'm correct, Portis won a championship and then elected to re-sign. Like, they were, it was coming back to a champion. Malik, our team missed the playoffs, but by all accounts, he seems to like it here. Obviously, him and De'Aaron are great friends. Him and Mike Brown seem to, get along. I was told, as a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, Malik was at Bing Maloney golfing, and he's been taking lessons out there as well. And so I think, Malik feels home here. Would you sacrifice some money now, knowing you'll get the bag next season?
And again, here's how it works. And I'm not trying to sit here and go, here's how it works. I have to remind myself, because this is so confusing. The Kings can renounce their early bird rights on Monk, and instead they can re-sign him with a non-bird exception. They might do this in order to sign him to a 1-year contract instead of the minimum 2 years required by the early bird exception. And then he signed on a 1-year deal. Malik, come back next year. Then he would have played for the franchise for 3 seasons, and then the Kings would be able to re-sign him to whatever they want.
Right.
Then they could do it. Why can't they keep him? They don't have the bird rights. This would allow them to do that. So they could re-sign him 120% of his salary this season. They could offer him that next year. Then after that, it's like, well, we want to keep you. What are you worth? Let's figure it out.
Yeah. And, that helps the team, no doubt about it. And in the long run, it helps Malik. The only caveat, the only issue I would have from a player's perspective is, what about injury?
Right.
It's just, it is what it is. It's a factor you have to consider. And to an extent, you're betting on yourself. and we know Malik is a confident guy. We know Malik, how he feels about his game, and he's just scratching the surface. And so he might be the type that thinks, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play this well or even better next season and then raise my value even more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if I'm Monty McNair, I think that would help the team out too, the 1-1,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of, contract length, things like that, cap space, and if I'm correct, if you do the 1-1, Malik doesn't count against you next year. You know what I mean? Because you can go over the cap.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you rejigger it, you can sign somebody else, then sign Malik to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know about you, but if I were a member of his financial team,
yes.
And if I were a member of his financial team, he'd be broke. But if I were, I'd say, and what do you think? I'd say, you can't enter next year with no long-term deal, which you did this year. You just tweaked your knee, and we know you're fine, but you can't assume that risk.
Right. You tell them to get paid right now.
Because Orlando, I just heard on the drive, guys, some guy said you're going to get an offer for $20 to $25 million a year to go to Orlando for 4 years. It wouldn't be the prudent move, but if he loves it here that much, I hope he likes it.
Yeah, and Keith Smith, great writer, obviously, but the difference, Bobby Portis, what he did is an outlier. That's not the norm. Guys don't say, sure, I'll sign a 1-year deal so I can re-sign with you guys. If anything, guys sign a 1-year deal because they don't have any other options. And so it's like, oh man, I'm being forced to sign this 1-year deal. Let me do that. And I'll try again next year. Malik is going to have options this upcoming season, and Jay hit us up on the text before the show about teams that can offer Malik money, and he wasn't seeing a whole lot. I'm looking at Detroit will have the cap space, Philly, Utah, OKC, San Antonio, Orlando.
Yeah, that's the team I really think is the player.
Yeah, those 6 teams I just named have the most cap space. And, I don't think Philly would be a good fit for Malik because you already got Maxey, handles the rock. Like you said, Orlando seems to be the team tailor-made.
Mm-hmm.
They need a ball handler. They're on the rise. They play in the weaker Eastern Conference. You're pretty much guaranteed to make the playoffs next season with that squad, and they got offer you the bag as well.
Plus, I would like everything else Malik brings to the party on that young team.
Yes.
What about the Wemby effect? You guys worried about the Wemby effect?
I don't think he and Pop I don't think Malik can be Malik with Pop.
Got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he could if he wanted to.
Yeah. And the 2 teams we're talking about, Orlando and San Antonio, no state taxes.
Yeah, I know.
That's how much is that going to save Malik too?
Couple of million.
Yeah.
How about this from Forbes? While the Kings could choose to compensate Monk for his sacrifice of taking less money for next season, for example, by adding the difference between his market value and his actual compensation to the total amount of a future deal, they could do that.
Right.
This would be a salary cap circumvention, which is illegal. So Monk would follow the train of logic and what the Kings are trying to do. It remains absolutely crucial that Sacramento does not put into words what their larger plans are, as to stay within the rules set agreed upon by the league and the Players Association.
I think this is sort of like, you may remember this guy, and you too, Jay, Joe Smith.
Oh, yeah.
With the Minnesota Timberwolves years, like 20 years ago. And they got hit pretty severely. Loss of draft picks and things like there was a wink, nod deal between Joe Smith and the Timberwolves.
We'll have to get Joe on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Friend of the show. You got
friend
Joe?
of the show.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Get Joe Smith on to talk about, free agency and that. And I think the Timberwolves got busted for that and had to give up some picks.
Yeah. So I know, like say, Jay mentioned this a couple weeks ago. My first thought was there's no way Malik will go for that. But if he really does like it here, and if he really thinks this would be the way for him to get a long-term deal here, he just has to wait a year to do it. I don't know. Maybe, Dripes.
Yeah, you're trying to sell some hope over there, huh? You got a cup of hope and you're passing it around. Like, but is that the only way? Or is the $478 a good deal? And Malik sees that as a good deal. let's say we're talking about Orlando and we had Keith on. He said, maybe 20 to 25 million range. What if Orlando says we'll offer you 490? Is 490 for Orlando, that big of a difference? 478 for Sacramento if
But
you
again,
like
the
it
tax
here.
implications
I
are
know.
enormous.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah, I don't know. The thing about it, Monty McNair at this point, Whitey, there's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
We know what the offer is.
Yeah.
There's nothing. This is a Malik.
Malik.
This is all on Malik Monk.
All we can do, and we are willing to do it. We can also, wink, wink. This is all we can do on the 1-on-1, wink, wink. But then, it's his call.
Jay, I got breaking news.
Breaking news!
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports Breaking News.
From the NBA, Golden State Warriors guard Steph Curry is the recipient of the Jerry West Trophy as the 2023-24 Kia NBA Clutch Player of the Year.
Okay.
Steph Curry.
Copying De'Aaron.
I know, trying to follow in his footsteps. How about that?
That trophy's carried by the Under Armour brand right now.
Yeah.
I thought they lost all the close games this year.
And I tell you what, I guess that's one award that doesn't factor into whether you win or not. Right? Like, the Warriors didn't make the playoffs either.
Are you clutch if your team loses a close game?
Let me look at the voting for this. Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan was second. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finished third.
You know what? Did you say there's voting? Because I thought they actually had a formula. I thought last year, and maybe I'm wrong, I thought it was you get points for doing certain things during the year, but there's actual voting?
No, I got
okay.
Steph got 45 first place votes, 18 second place votes, and 19 third place votes.
Mm-hmm.
DeMar DeRozan, 34 first place votes. Shai only got 11 first place votes. I don't understand. I don't get. I need to look at the clutch scoring. Did Steph just lead the league? I thought DeMar DeRozan led the league in clutch scoring, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like at times, and I said this the other day in the NBA, the names are sexy. Steph Curry's sexier than DeMar DeRozan, so you give him the nod. But their team didn't make the playoffs either. So how is he?
And I remember, especially early in the year, they lost another close game. And I'm not saying that's his fault, but how can you win the Clutch Player of the Year award if your team loses a lot of clutch close games? I don't know.
That's a great question. Yeah, but it's Steph Curry winning the Clutch Player of the Year award.
Do you have Steph Curry fatigue?
Of course, yeah. I had it last year when he got the hole-in-one at the golf tournament and everything. I'm like, dude, fail at something, right? Don't be good at something. Whether it's cooking, like burn the mac and cheese when you're cooking it or something. This guy is perfect at everything. You know what I mean? It's like, geez, he hits every big shot. He's all right, here we go. I got the clutch numbers here. Hold on, Whitey. You got me. I got the clutch numbers here. In the NBA this season, clutch points per game. DeMar DeRozan led the league. 4.6, Steph Curry 4.4. I don't understand why Steph got it. I think it's just reputation. I think it's Steph Curry. Exactly. I'm tired of it, man. We need some new blood out here, some new awards, some new guys. How come Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't get it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Should have been DeRozan, man.
It really should have been. Like, that's the kind of award where if you look, all right, this guy scores the most clutch points.
It should be black and white.
Right. It should be black and white,
you do
right?
This, you get the award.
Right.
You don't.
Right. It's clear DeMar DeRozan was the most clutch.
I was wrong. Yeah. When we come back, what do you think? We all answered this question. We'll get Drapes to answer this question, get my answer. Like to get your answer. What do you think the Kings need to do the most in the offseason? Next with the Drive Guys on NFL Draft Day, Sactown Sports.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike to the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
If you're looking for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance, we're Term Provider, experts in finding affordable term life insurance for those that may not be in perfect health. Prostate cancer, heart conditions, high cholesterol, or on prescription medications, you may still qualify for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance. Call Term Provider at 800-337-4168. 800-337-4168.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with insulation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sactown Sports.
We were just talking about Malik Monk, and I know I threw the question out before we went to break. What's the one thing you would do? We all answered that question. I think that's on Twitter. If I'm not mistaken, I think that piece, like your answer, my answer, Dave, everybody, Styles, Watkins, we all answered that question. We'll circle back to that on the show here, but you have to check that out. I think it'll be up on Sactownsports.com, but you can find that on Twitter. Mine, by the way, I said Drapes shooting was the number one thing they need to add.
Yeah, I said playmaking, ball handling, playmaking. Somebody that can score and make others better.
Yeah. So we'll get back to that. But right now we need to turn our attentions to the NFL draft. Speaking of Sactown Sports, here's our Sactown Sports 49er insider, the one and only Emil Fragoso. He's ready to roll on draft day.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I am ready. It is a special, special day in the NFL world. And it's time to figure out, after all the speculation, what is actually going to happen, because there's been a lot of speculation.
Yeah. And, of course, bottom line is, let's face it, nobody knows. We can talk
about
it.
We have no clue.
That, yeah.
Look, I am an insider. I talk to the players, talk to the coaches. I think I know what they're doing, but honestly, it is, like they say, a crapshoot. You never really know what's going to happen until it happens.
So what do you think is going to happen today? 49ers with the 31st pick. What do you think?
There's a lot of speculation they're going to trade up and potentially, move Aiyuk, move Debo. I think it's all smoke signals. I think unless they
smoke screen or smoke signals.
Sorry, smoke screen.
I apologize. Smoke signals means something's about to go down. I'm giving you some forewarning here.
It is smoke. I think it's a smoke screen. I do think if they do trade up, it'll be a lesser trade up to a guy in the 20s that drop that they do, like a Marius Mims or a Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle, or potentially even, Giant Newton out of Illinois, defensive tackle. They have certain guys. They have 16 players. They have a first-round grade on in this draft. So there's 32 picks, but there's only 16 players in their mind they have a first-round grade on they would trade up for. So they don't want to be at the 31 spot. They made that very, very clear. It's the kind of the curse spot, because that's where they took Reuben Foster and all this other stuff from years past. They do want to move off it seems. It just depends on what that is, and it just comes down to what John Lynch's price is. And John Lynch has made it very clear that he's not looking to wheel and deal unless he gets the right offer. He's not going to be desperate. He's not going to do something reckless like he did with Trey Lance, where he moved 3 first rounds to get the quarterback, because they have the quarterback. They have Brock Purdy on a rookie contract. So now it's about filling the holes around it.
So we know that the 49ers last year had some issues with the offensive line. We know that this year, as many as 10 offensive linemen could go in the first round. So there's a lot of talented offensive linemen available. And yet it doesn't seem like the Niners are focused on that in the first round. Is that accurate? If it's true, why not?
Why do they not want an offensive tackle? That's always been the burning question with me, too, because last year you saw it, too. You think that they were going to go offensive line. That was the struggles against the Philadelphia Eagles in the championship game that Draper obviously knows very, very well, where Brock Purdy tore his UCL. And you thought they were going to go there. Well, in the reality,
what do you think happens in that game if he doesn't get hurt, by the way?
I'm not going there.
I just wanted to ask Emil.
I'm sure they win by 60. I'm sure.
Well, actually, I disagree. I had the Eagles winning that game even before it.
Okay.
So I do think it was a much more competitive game. But I think at the end, I think the Eagles would have prevailed. But again, it was Brock Purdy's rookie season.
Yes.
They were asking him to do a whole lot against one of the best teams in the NFL, and took the Kansas City Chiefs to the wire there. And a year later, the Eagles not so good. So I guess the last lap goes
that was on me. But you were talking about they didn't draft an offensive lineman last year.
Yeah, they didn't. They had guys they wanted, but they just didn't fall to the right spot. They went earlier than they wanted to, and they had to pivot. They went more onto the defensive side of the football. Then they signed a kicker, obviously, and Jake Moody. And they did a bunch of other things. They traded up actually to go get Jair Brown, the safety, who actually was a very shrewd pickup for them. So they make the moves how they want to. They're not going to get tricked into or feel desperate to go do something. If they have a guy they like, they will go get him. It just depends on, for John especially, what's the price.
What would you say is the level of need for this team? Because I'm looking at, let's say, some of the upper level teams, teams in the top 10, Patriots. They need a quarterback. Bears, they need a quarterback. What do the Niners need, or is it just more depth really that they're trying to draft for?
It's tricky. I think they need offensive line. You can never have too many good offensive linemen, especially after what you saw in the Super Bowl against Kansas City with in the middle at the guard spot and the center spot, because Brock Purdy is a smaller statured quarterback. His passes were getting batted down. That's a line thing. That's a line controlling the line of scrimmage better, and they need to do a better job of that. However, the Niners haven't done that in recent years. In fact, the Niners in 4 of the last 7 drafts that John Lynch has been a part of, they take a defensive tackle, a defensive end in the first round. That's their bread and butter. They do the line later on. So while I think they need an offensive line more so, you're hearing reports it could be 31, could be Xavier Worthy from Texas, or Adonai Mitchell from Texas as well going to the Niners. Anything really feels possible at 31 right now for the Niners.
Yeah, we're talking NFL draft with Emil Fergoso, and our draft coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by Xfinity Sports Zone. All the sports information and live games you need all in one place. What do you think of this theory, Emil? I was reading somewhere, probably The Athletic, excuse me. Some say that one of the reasons the 49ers don't seem gung-ho about drafting offensive tackles early is because the offense is very difficult for a young tackle to learn, and they just don't feel it's necessarily there's much of a likelihood of even a top prospect just coming in and they being able to plug him in and, okay, boom, there, we got our right tackle.
I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. I mean, Chris Forster, their run game coach, is a very good coach, and they have a unique scheme they run with Kyle Shanahan, a lot of zone read, a lot of zone offense.
A lot of misdirection.
A lot of misdirection, zone run heavy team. And so that takes a little bit of transition, especially for tackles who predominantly don't play on or have played on that left side, who have to transition to the right side because who is there? Trent Williams, one of the greatest left tackles of all time, is holding down that anchor. So you have to play on the right side. And if you're a guy who's been predominantly on the left, that's a whole adjustment period. And so if the guy that they want is not there when they're picking, they're not going to just, we got to take one because we have to have one. We have to have a lineman. And that's where this gets tricky. And so that's why I have in my mock draft them taking an offensive lineman out of necessity, but I could see it very possibly them going in a Ladd McConkey direction at wide receiver, getting a guy that they can add to their room, not only for the immediate future to go in a Super Bowl, but also for the future after this season.
A lot of chatter about the future of Aiyuk, Debo today. Ultimately, and I want to stick with Aiyuk, ultimately, what happens with him? Do they get something done with him, a new deal? Do they trade him? Maybe not today. Like, what do you see your crystal ball with Brandon Aiyuk?
Yeah, so my crystal ball of Brandon Aiyuk, it's come down to, man, just pay the guy. Just pay the guy. This is your homegrown wide receiver. Maybe I have a little bias because he was an ASU guy, all that great stuff. But he has really proven his worth the last few seasons. But when it comes to the Niners, they're in this contract negotiation period. And we know how it goes every offseason. The drama here, drama this, unfollow the Instagram, post a video celebrating the payday, all this stuff. John Lynch said, I would not anticipate a trade by Friday for Aiyuk. He said that on Monday.
Anticipate.
Yeah, I would not anticipate that. Now, we know how things can change. We know the reports from Diana Rossini of The Athletic came out saying they're exploring going to the top 10. Here's my thought. If Brandon Aiyuk is still on the roster by the end of this evening and going into tomorrow morning, he will be a 49er for the long haul. They will get a deal done because as they've gone into the summer, into the June, July, the August, they eventually get the deal done. So if he's on this roster by the end of this weekend, I think he'll be a Niner long-term, no doubt in my mind.
How irreplaceable would he be? I realize if they have a chance to get a really top-notch receiver, if financially that works out. But, I mean, it's not just a matter of, we got a young receiver. We're replacing a guy who's been here a while. I mean, Aiyuk is he's a great system. We talk about system quarterbacks. Aiyuk's a great receiver in this system, is he not?
I don't want to call him a system receiver. I think he's proven he's better than a system receiver.
But I think he's good in the system.
Yes.
I think he makes the system better.
Yes, he absolutely does because Brandon Aiyuk and Deebo Samuel are 1A and 1B. They complement each other's playing styles very well. Deebo's not a route runner. He's more of a bruiser, kind of a wide back we talk about. Go get you those extra yak yards. Aiyuk is similar, but he's a guy that creates in space. He's one of the best route runners in the NFL and has shown that time and time again. And he's one of their only true guys on the outside that can really get space. I mean, Jawan Jennings is a nice guy.
He blocks too.
And he blocks as well. Again, when this Niners offense and Kyle Shanahan, they talk about the infamous doghouse. Brandon Aiyuk was in the doghouse the first year. He only played half the games because
people in the Bay Area were furious.
They were furious because they traded up to go get this guy at 25, and then it's like, Brandon's not ready to play because he can't block. Really? Like, you draft a receiver to catch the passes, not to block. But in this system, you have to learn how to block, and that's why I think it's so risky to trade a known commodity in Brandon Aiyuk and go draft a rookie receiver because you know what you have already.
We talk so much about the top of the draft. What about those later picks, 3 4th rounders, I think it is. How much depth can they acquire and draft? And is this a deep draft where, you know what, some of those guys we're going to pick can be big parts of this team going forward?
Yeah. I think that they have 10 picks this year, which is one of the most in the NFL. But I believe that the Niners, if things do not fall their way early on when it comes to receiver or whatnot, they will revisit it later on with those extra picks. I have Malik Washington out of West Virginia going to them in the 3rd or 4th round right now, as well as I have Luke McCaffrey, Christian's younger brother, going out of Rice in the 6th round, potentially 5th round to the Niners. They will add wide receivers. There is no doubt in my mind this draft they will add a receiver or two because they are extremely thin behind Aiyuk, Debo, and Jennings. It is Ronnie Bell, Chris Conley, and Danny Gray. Pretty slim pickings there. Respectfully, pretty slim pickings. So they need to add another playmaker right there, and they need a guy that complements them different. They need a Zay Flowers type, a smaller stature guy, a slot guy. You can use him in screens. And Malik Washington's one of those guys. Anthony Gold out of Oregon State as well. Another one of those guys. They need another difference maker on the outside.
I thought Danny Gray was going to work out, especially the way when he first got there, the way he was playing in the early workouts. But obviously, it hasn't worked out. Can you stick around one more segment?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, go for
we'll
it,
continue. Oh, okay. All right. We're not going to take we don't need the timeout right now as we roll on with Emil Fregoso. You mentioned McCaffrey's brother, and you got what? Frank Gore's son.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice's son.
Yeah.
And there's one
Marvin
other.
Harrison.
Terrell Owens' son as well.
You mean
Does
Niners
that make you feel a little old?
I mean, yes. I mean, because I'm the same.
This guy's 23.
I'm the same age as them, so yes.
That makes us feel old. These are guys we grew up with.
I grew up watching Frank Gore. To see Frank Gore Jr. being here is super cool. And I mean, John gave a little bit of a tidbit actually on that. He goes, I love bloodlines. I really do. I believe in them.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So it is possible that if a Tariq Owens slips the 7th round, or McCaffrey slips later, or Frank Gore slips later, they take one of those guys because it's a good, not only for football, it's a good business outlook. It's a good media chance for them, especially with Frank already in the office, in the front office. It's just a cool thing to have.
Yeah, especially if it's a later round pick where the guy might not make the team anyway.
It's a great training camp story.
For sure. Get the fans excited.
Exactly.
What do you make, as I switch gears just a little bit, the run of quarterbacks that we're about to see here, maybe even 5 or 6 in the 1st round. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's very possible that we could see 6 quarterbacks drafted in the 1st round.
But these idiots learned their lesson.
Look, I believe for a fact that there will be 3 quarterbacks selected with the first 3 picks in this draft.
1, 2, 3.
I believe it will go Caleb, it'll go Jane Daniels, and Drake May. I believe it will go that. What I can't tell you though is who's taking number 2 and number 3. I know the Raiders have had talks with Washington to move up because Antonio Pierce's guy is Jane Daniels. I know the Vikings have been desperate.
So you might see some trades in the top 2 or 3.
In my mock draft, I have the Minnesota Vikings and the Patriots making a move, and then I have the Patriots trading back in at number 5 with the Chargers and getting their guy. So I could see moves happening here. But then again, with all this speculation before the draft, what if the funniest thing that happens, none of it happens? It's all just, we just stay the course. Everyone takes their pick and we just move on with the night. That's how this thing can go. It can go one way, the next. You never know. That's the fun part about the draft.
Yeah, unless you're the one actually making the picks, it's not so fun when you realize, what we're doing.
I actually have some breaking news. Breaking news, Jay.
Yeah, from Emil Fregoso.
Breaking news, and it involves Kyle's Eagles.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Per Adam Scheffner, Eagles and Pro Bowl wide receiver A.J. Brown have reached an agreement on a 3-year, $96 million extension that includes $84 million guaranteed. $32 million is now the highest per year average for any wide receiver. After paying Devonta Smith this week, they also pay their guy A.J. Brown for the long haul.
So we got our receivers locked up. It's arguably the best wide receiving core in the league.
Arguably, yes.
Arguably, like those are 2 top level. Does this impact Aiyuk at all now? Like, does this reset the market even more now?
Looks like I can tell you right now, Aiyuk's looking at 32 and he going, I'm a $30 million player, baby. Give me my dance. Come on now.
We were talking 27 about an hour ago. Now it went up to maybe 30.
And that's the brilliance of this move.
Yeah.
Not only do you get your guy, it upsets the 49ers apple cart.
I'm sure the Eagles weren't thinking that. The Niners aren't even on their radar.
Gosh,
They're not even on their radar.
Heck no. The Lions weren't thinking it either with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Whatever. The longer the Niners wait, the more that price goes up, baby, because the need for a receiver and the supply and the demand, supply goes down, demand goes up. Aiyuk sitting there thinking, baby, give me that check.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to get us on a sidetrack of, bringing Jay in and having you guys, if you going back and forth, if you disagree. But Jay has been saying consistently, I give him credit. He's been saying consistently, I don't think Aiyuk is worth what they're going to pay him. When we first found out that the cap was going up, he said, they should be able to fit him. But now his price goes up and up and up and up. But you feel even now, let's assume the price just went up just now. You still think Aiyuk is worth that?
I don't know if he's worth $30 million a year. I just know that's the going rate. And at this point, you got to pay the going rate because it's only going to go higher, especially with Justin Jefferson's deal coming up very shortly here, who that guy will absolutely $35 million. $35 million is 100% the conversation for Justin Jefferson.
I don't have to ask him, but Jay, $30 million for Brandon Aiyuk?
Man, Marvin Harrison Jr. is looking a lot sexier right now as a 49er. But it honestly, and you guys have argued me this, it is the rate. And I understand that. And I understand that, maybe John Lynch's patience, which is normally works out for him more times than not, probably is going to slow this one down because you could have got it done probably at 27 million, 26 million a month ago, and now that you're waiting on it, 30.
And you have to think they knew this was probably going to happen.
Is he a better wide receiver than AJ? Or are they right there? They're right neck and neck. So he's going to want 30. He's going to want 30.
Now, here's what the kicker, though. It comes down to the guaranteed money. We can have all the numbers and whatnot, but if
that's a pretty high guarantee.
Yeah, $84 million is guaranteed. But Amon-Ra St. Brown again had 77.
Yeah,
but that was not fully guaranteed. It was guaranteed. So there's other caveats within that. You had to look at
so guaranteed doesn't mean guaranteed.
Guaranteed doesn't always mean guaranteed. The words fully, with Nick Bosa's deal, it said fully guaranteed. That means all that money he is getting, regardless, no matter what. There might be an injury clause in there for AJ, might be an injury clause in there for Devonta or Amon-Ra. Guaranteed money is great. Fully guaranteed is what you want. Everything else is just a cap figure to look all fancy.
Wow. Which quarterback do you like the most, by the way, in this? Because I just love Michael Penix.
Really?
I love the way he throws.
Yeah.
I love the way he throws.
I'm a Drake May guy.
Yeah.
I believe Drake May, in my opinion, he's the second highest quarterback on my draft board right now. I think he's a mix of Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. I really do. I think he's going to be an absolute star. I think that he needs a year or two to develop, just like Josh, but I think that he has all the traits to really be something special.
Which team do you think has the most to prove? I asked Brian Bosarge yesterday, and he said, well, right at the top, the Bears. They have to hit a home run in this draft. Who do you think? Which team is really under the pressure to make sure they convert this opportunity in this draft?
I got one none of y'all probably said. Los Angeles Chargers.
Really?
Los Angeles Chargers, most to prove.
Really?
You have your franchise quarterback locked up to a long-term deal, and you have zero quality wide receivers on that roster right now, besides Quentin Johnson, who had a subpar rookie season. Outside of, I think, 3 players, there are only 3 players signed long-term to that roster past 2025. They have to figure out a way to get that cap situation figured out. This draft is kind of the start of that. And Joe Ortiz, who is with Ozzie Newsome, with Eric DaCosta in Baltimore, they have been known to trade down in drafts. They could get real dicey and real frisky here coming up in the next hour or so.
I'm texting my guy, Tom E. Curran, a brilliant writer at NBC Sports Boston. Somebody just tweeted out, and I don't want to repeat the tweet, but I'm trying to get confirmation from Tom whether this is true or not. He's texting me back right now, and it has to do with the 49ers and the Patriots. And you know how you see things on Twitter, sometimes they attribute things to people that didn't actually say this.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting, and Tom's texting me right now, but I don't even want to go there to get this according to this report. You see it now?
From Tom Curran?
Yeah, what do you got there?
Yeah, so Nick Howes was tweeting about this earlier today too, and what I'm hearing is that they're waiting on the 31st pick. They're waiting on the end of the first round to kind of do this deal. They're kind of waiting.
What deal are you talking about? Say it.
Brandon Aiyuk and the Patriots.
Yeah,
is what I've been hearing from Tom Curran of NBC, and nothing is solid. The Niners have the pick, a 31 pick on the board. that's kind of what they're aiming. I think it'd be very foolish of the Patriots to trade the 3rd overall pick for Brandon Aiyuk. That'd be foolish. And you need a quarterback especially. Right. That'd be foolish. So I think it'd be something later on in the draft maybe. Yeah. It'd be like that, but I don't think it's anything substantial currently.
Michael Silver wrote about this Tuesday. He said, based on what I'm hearing from knowledgeable sources, don't rule out a deal that would send Aiyuk to another team. And a lot of people think, New England, the number 34 pick could qualify, because they have 34, I think. Some people think. Anyway, a lot of people think towards the end of the draft.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah,
the Niners have made it very clear they want a first.
They being the Patriots, they tried to get Calvin Ridley, and they were willing to spend a lot of money there. So people think, they have the money to bring in Aiyuk.
They do. It's just the compensation the Niners are asking for is too high. Like Jennifer Lee Chan said about an hour ago on the Aiyuk and Debo situation, it had to be a very substantial draft package for them to do that. And it'd be moving into probably the top 10, like we've seen those reports go out. John Lynch is not going to lose this deal, especially when you're in kind of the last year or two of this championship window with Purdy going into year 3 of his rookie deal. They have to have their guys in place, or they have to have a guy that they think they can replace him right away. And that's kind of where they're at right now.
Yeah, Tom says they're working on it, but the price keeps rising.
Correct.
Like we were just talking about.
John is not losing this deal.
And let me say this. New England Patriots, that raggedy, that ragtag organization, all of a sudden getting rid of Tom Brady. Now they're hunting and finding and pecking to try to get somebody like a Brandon Aiyuk. We're going to brush them off the shoulders, man. They're done,
you ain't worried about that?
No, we ain't worried about them, man. They done got rid of their coach and their QB.
Here's what Michael Silver said. Again, this was Tuesday, and this is very fluid. He said San Francisco's asking price is a 2024 first-round pick. Another GM said a 2024 second-rounder might get it done. Silver said such a deal might become more enticing to Lynch and Shanahan if that pick were near the start of the second round and packaged with another selection, say a 2025 third-rounder.
Yeah.
So that's why some people think number 34 could come into play. Pick number 34, which is New England.
It's not just 34 by itself, though. They're not going to trade Brandon Aiyuk for 34. That is – Niners think they'll be up in arms. So that if that happens, it'd be more compensation later on, either in this draft or in next year's draft. A lot to think about.
Yeah.
You got anything else? Ragtag organization.
The quarterback. Patriots would pick a quarterback at 3.
Yes.
And then they would swing some of the Niners and end up with the quarterback they like. And
they need a wide receiver. They do need a receiver. Yes.
Correct.
Ragtag.
It just how much does Elliott Wolf want to pay being in charge of year 1? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. Emil, you're welcome to stick around. You want to stick around a little bit, or you got to go?
I'm about to go. I got a basketball game I got to get to. This is so you can fill in for Drapes. How about that?
If you like me to, I'm just hanging out here doing draft stuff. That's my thing.
But don't come with any of your crazy takes or anything. No Eagles bashing, nothing like that.
What do you mean? You literally have a segment called Drapes Takes for the takes.
No, but mine are legit though. Mine are like
it's a rule,
well thought out.
And you got something to do, and that's fine. But you can't leave early and then tell the guy who's filling in you can't talk about the Eagles.
But if I'm correct, I get to name my replacement. Isn't that how it works in radio?
Maybe.
So
he's the only one here.
I know.
Well, you didn't even ask Drape. Who do you want the Eagles to do? What do you want the Eagles to do?
I want them. It doesn't matter. Like, I think they need a cornerback.
Yes.
I'm not a Bradbury guy. I think he's terrible. Like, they need to make him expendable.
Yeah.
So whether it's like you were talking about with the Niners, if you stay where you're at, just get the guy, or you trade up to get the guy. They got the 22nd overall pick. They should be able to get the guy they want right there, or maybe trade up. So we need defensive secondary help.
Drapes, go get him tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, good luck. When we come back, we'll take a look at the latest on this potentially developing 49er New England Patriots story involving Brandon Aiyuk when we roll on draft day. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 340.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Back for a limited time. Dune Part 2, the IMAX experience.
We've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries.
Treat yourself to the cinematic masterpiece on the IMAX 6-story screen. Getting advance tickets to a showtime is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seat today. And don't miss this last chance to see Dune Part 2 at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and the wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at PlumasPinesGolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit PlumasPinesGolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's PlumasPinesGolf.com.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
When I want to stretch out after a long day, my sofa needs to be comfortable, but it also needs to look attractive and inviting when guests come to visit. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. We spend so much time on our living room sofas that we forget they're a focal point and a hint to our decorating tastes. Right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings sofa sale, you can save on every sofa, including gallery-exclusive custom-ordered flex steel furniture. Whether you're interested in a new sofa, sectional, or recliner, you can choose from hundreds of colors and fabrics. Nobody has more styles and choices than Naturewood Home Furnishings. And when it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop Naturewood for the look you love at a price you'll love even more. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable sofa sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
NFL Draft Day. Before we get back to the NFL Draft, just another quick update. Steph Curry was named the Clutch Player of the Year in the NBA. That's the Jerry West Award, which we know well here in Sacramento because De'Aaron Fox won it last year. And even on the Warriors flagship station, and I think this guy's from Sacramento, and he used to call this station all the time, Guru, on 95.7 The Game. So even on their flagship station, Guru was tweeting, I love Steph Curry, but can you win that award when your team doesn't make the playoffs? So, a lot of people are, Steph, yeah, that's great, but what? So it's been a very puzzling award season in the NBA so far, Jay.
Are you surprised that by you saying that, are you surprised that it's been a puzzling award season so far? Don't we kind of say this every year?
I don't know. I mean,
no?
What was the first one we had? Because we had yesterday, we had the
six man.
Most
improved.
Yeah. So all three have been
Maxey.
Wait, what? I mean, 3 for 3. Obviously, and the league wants people to disagree, so they talk about it more. But we've had 3 in a row that leave you going, hey, wait a minute, what? That's kind of curious.
Yeah, I thought the Maxey one of all 3 is probably the one that was on point. Like he took a huge leap, compared to where he was last year and playing this year without Joel Embiid for a long extended period of time, being that guy. I thought he played very well, and I thought he took his, all-star. I thought he took his, his game to kind of like, and shoot me if you don't like it, kind of like that Keegan where it's like, okay, we can kind of see it. Hopefully he takes the next step to like, oh, okay, yeah, he's there. Like he's a bona fide all-star.
Yeah, he's tremendous. That's what puzzled me about it was I just thought he already was tremendous. You're right, though. I mean, he did have to do more this year, and that's terrific. But I don't know. I agree with those. I know Chris Watkins said this. Most improved player, the spirit of the award is more for a guy that was he was okay, and then wow, look at him. But okay, but be that as it may, then the Malik Monk thing yesterday, how much of it, Jay, do you think people outside of Sacramento look at that and say, yeah, Naz Reid was deserving, or do you think people outside of Sacramento look at it and have the same reaction we did?
The first thing you said, I think most people look at it and like, okay, Malik Monk, Naz Reid right there. I know a lot of people, especially around here, the King's Kingdom social network I've been seeing and hearing. I think it's the 2 or 3 voters that did not vote at all for Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Which, apprehended him from probably winning or tying, or as you said yesterday, having a split award, a la back in, what was that, 1995, where we had split Rookie of the Year. And I think that it's kind of baffled the King's Kingdom, the people around here. For me, of course, it was Malik Monk, but I also understand Minnesota was on TV a lot more. Minnesota finished third. Yeah, they finished third, right? Yeah, OKC. So they finished third.
They were contention for the top
They
spot.
were always in contention all season for number one. Anthony Edwards had a lot of, stardom and a lot of opportunity we've seen this year. He released his shoes this year, and we're talking about De'Aaron. And, there was a lot of spotlight put on Minnesota. And I think Nas, was part of that. And so I can understand where the national media has placed, the sixth man on Nas, but I don't think none of these guys are, they're not losing sleep because Malik's not there. No.
Yeah, you're probably right. So against that, we've got the draft, which is about ready to get rolling legitimately here. And we've got some interesting things going on involving Brandon Aiyuk potentially in the 49ers. Bottom line is A.J. Brown. It was just announced a very short time ago, that he has signed an extension with the Eagles, 3 years, $96 million, with $84 million guaranteed, which you figure, okay, that means Brandon Aiyuk's price tag goes up. We know that the New England Patriots, this has been talked about for the better part of the week. The Patriots have been trying to find an X receiver. They pursued Calvin Ridley. Apparently, they also were pursuing A.J. Brown. And now they are believed to be very interested in Brandon Aiyuk. So there's a talk that maybe the Patriots draft a quarterback with their first pick early in the draft, and then they would focus on a deal with the 49ers. It's just a matter of, do the 49ers want to take pick 31? Well, they have 31. That would be pick 34, from New England, plus some other draft capital in exchange for Brandon Aiyuk. I don't know, Jay.
Yeah, no, we're not taking that. And I say we because 49ers, it's in my system. We're not taking that. And if John Lynch and his, compadres, his team takes a number 34 pick, and I'm not the person that's been here on the Drive Guys preaching that Brandon Aiyuk is untouchable. Like I truly think if you got something to the best of their ability and it really meant something for the 49ers, then, I could see him getting Brandon Aiyuk, somebody getting Brandon Aiyuk. But I don't think a number 34 pick and whatever, a third round pick, which Emil kind of, put out there from some of the things he's doing his research on, even a second, a third, and maybe a third next year. If that gets you Brandon Aiyuk, then I'm John Lynch. I'm on the phone with a lot of people because if that's getting a top flight wide receiver, I want to call Minnesota right now. What's it going to take to get Justin Jefferson? A one? Please, by all means, have it, So I just don't see it, but you never know with the NFL. I think the 49ers do very well when it comes to the bookkeeping. I think they're right on point where they need to be. Emil talked about it. This is their window. I think they're right there, the next couple of years. They're really not paying Brock. I mean, Brock Purdy's getting paid what me and you are getting paid right now. We're on that Brock Purdy purse. We got that Brock Purdy purse.
Yeah.
From the 49ers. Now I ain't talking about what he signed with Toyota. I think he signed with Toyota, right? Yeah. We're not getting that Toyota money, but we getting that 49ers Brock Purdy purse.
Yeah. The Niners asking price, according to Michael Silver, he's been on the show many times. He's from Davis. We should get Michael Silver on sometime. I'm sure he's very busy right now.
You know what? I'll reserve. I'll say that off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
never mind.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not like that. He has some history here with 1140.
Yes, he does.
And that's cool, fine, and dandy. But man, it's an overhaul. And one thing I'm not gonna do, is if I reach out to you and you say no, all good. No doubt about it. But if I hit you 2 or 3 times and you don't say nothing back, that's almost disrespect.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. And why do you know me enough, man? Like I'm the type of person, if I see you in traffic, I got no problem saying what's up to you.
Yeah.
And I don't have no problem saying, bro, what's the problem here? If nothing else, show me I don't care, man. Listen, you could be the president. You got time. You got downtime. You got an opportunity to respond to people. You know what I mean? I don't like that. So, but anyway, that's
now
a whole
we really
got to
get him on.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. Because and the other part of that too is I like to get people on that I don't always agree with. And I think we do a good job about that. We've done that a few times where I like to hear what people have to say about things, and give them an opportunity to explain themselves. And so I'm all good. I'm all for it.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. We'll tell you why everyone is, or a lot of people anyway, keeping an eye on this New England 49ers situation when we come right back after a very quick break, and the draft is just getting going. Drive, guys. Sactown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
ZZ Top, the Elevation Tour. Friday, May 3rd, 7:30 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley with special guest, Foghat. ZZ Top, playing all their classic hits. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass. Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to score big with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We're bringing you the hottest acts and the biggest concerts all season long. First up, on May 10th, it's a night of laughs as Pete Davidson takes the stage at Hard Rock Live. It's comedy gold and a night you won't want to miss. Visit hardrockhotelsacramento.com for tickets. And June 8th, Live Nation brings NF to the Golden One Center as he lights up the stage with his high-energy performance. Visit Live Nation or Ticketmaster.com to score your tickets today. But wait, the fun doesn't stop there. On August 4th, don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, featuring legends like Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. It's a concert experience that'll rock your world. And looking ahead to August 22nd, get ready to kick up some dust with Creed Fisher at Ace of Spades, presented by Live Nation. Keep the adrenaline pumping, Sacramento. Visit SactownSports.com for all the details and ticket information. The Sactown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate guide to the hottest shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Come fly with me. Let
the Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
You can use some
Sinatra, Jay?
Yeah. Little, Frankie.
Come on and fly with
Oh, Blue Eyes.
Let's
Yeah, okay.
You not a Sinatra guy?
I'm sure. It just surprised me that you played it. I'm good with it. I just wondered if there was some reason that you played it that I wasn't aware of.
No, I just had it in my, I had it in my spirit for the day.
Yeah. No, he's my second favorite Frankie Cardicelli, and then Frank Sinatra. In that order. Yeah.
I like where Frankie Viola or
he's top 10.
Okay.
Yeah. We're awaiting the official announcement on Caleb Williams. And hey, NFL, a draft that starts on time, ends on time. And it's like they're milking the clock, Jay. It's like now you got 5:18 left.
I know.
Before their pick expires. We know who they're gonna pick.
Yeah.
What's going on? What
they have space to fill. Commercials have to hit at the proper time.
Yeah.
This is why I say I never could get into drafts because remember there was a time, and I think Sam Bradford was the last year, if I'm not mistaken, where the first pick was already negotiated. Like they already had that, the contract deets and everything were ready to go because they didn't have, slots at that time. Sam Bradford and guys like that, Joey Harrington, people were getting so, big deals, Jamarcus Russell. And so they stopped.
3 great quarterbacks right there you named, by the way.
Fantastic. I picked the right ones. But those were the things, before that a lot of teams would do. And then you would hear like, okay, the first pick has already been negotiated. Now the second team is starting to negotiate with the player. And so I think we could go back to that a little bit.
Sacramento
I can't stand the fact that we're sitting here for, and I love my guy, Charles Davis and, guys like that.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I mean, we know what's going on here.
Oh, the pick is in.
Pick is in. It's going to take another 10 minutes for the commission to get upstairs. Remember during the pandemic, he was sitting in his basement.
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yeah. Wasn't that when they showed everybody at home and like Belichick's dog was like the biggest star of the draft? The Bears, let's see if they can get this right. They, as we said earlier, the Bears are the only current franchise that has never had a 4,000-yard passer in a season, and they're the only franchise that has not had a quarterback throw 30 passing touchdowns in a season. That is actually hard to believe. And it looks like have they announced it yet? They're showing Caleb Williams and the pick.
Well, you know what that means. It's Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't seem too happy.
Caleb?
Yeah.
Probably already negotiated.
He's looking at his phone.
Yeah. And we know that's the telltale sign, right? It's the NBA that does that. Like, don't show the players anymore.
Right.
Aren't they the ones who don't show the players anymore on the phone and stuff?
Yeah. Now you got all the Bears executives in the draft room. They're congratulating each other. Like, what?
We did a great job. We took the top quarterback that pretty much everybody said for the last 2 years.
Goodness, they're really milking this year.
I know, man.
So I just wanted.
Why the commission ain't got a tie on, man? He doing his thing. He letting the chest hair show.
Oh, I thought it was official, but it's not yet. Here comes the commissioner of the National Football League, Roger Goodell, with the official announcement.
Are you on ESPN or NFL? You must be on ESPN.
Yes.
Yeah, we're on NFL Network.
Are
So
you ahead?
they pick Caleb Williams.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
Caleb Williams.
You might want to go NFL Network in there, White.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. Congratulations to Caleb Williams. I can't think of a better way to celebrate than by going to Mitch here. Let's talk to Mitch on Sactown Sports. Hey, Mitch, how are you? Caleb Williams is the first pick. Your reaction?
Hello?
Hello, Mitch. Yeah, you're on the radio. What's up?
Oh.
Yeah.
My mistake. Yeah, Caleb, that's no big secret. He's going to be a start. But I'm hoping the 49ers keep both their wide receivers. I'd like to see him make a move for Aiyuk, the Pac-12 guy.
Okay.
Sorry, Pac-2.
Yeah.
Him and Bosa, because I don't like what they did off-season with the defensive line. They got rid of too many guys. They saved money there, so you have no excuse for paying Aiyuk.
All right, thank you. There's Mitch. Mitch has spoken. Yeah, the deal on Aiyuk, this has been going on for much of the week, at least the reporting on it is. Who knows what's really going on? But Michael Silver wrote about it this week. Tom Curran's writing about it in Boston. It's believed that the 49ers asking price for Brandon Aiyuk, 2024 first rounder. Another GM told Michael Silver a 2024 second rounder might get it done, which doesn't seem like a lot for Brandon Aiyuk, but that's what's being reported. Okay, so that was earlier in the week. Then we found out today that A.J. Brown agreed to the expensive deal with the Eagles. 3 years, $96 million. So you figure now the price tag on Aiyuk is even higher. So would the 49ers take the 34th pick from New England, which is a second rounder, but close to a first rounder, the 34th pick, and a 2025 third rounder? Now, Tom Curran says from New England's standpoint, he says, that seems a reasonable enough price to pay for a Patriots team that otherwise would be conceivably looking at the 6th or 7th best wideout in this year's receiver stacked draft. Okay, fine from the New England standpoint, but from the 49ers standpoint,
right? Take them then.
34th and a 2025 third rounder.
Yeah,
is that going to do it?
If the Patriots feel that that confident that they'll find the 6th or 7th best wide receiver at number 34, then albeit don't even call me.
Mm-hmm.
Lose my number. No need for you to call me. Mm-hmm. If you're that confident and you're that boastful that we're giving you a great package of a number 34 pick and a third rounder and maybe a third rounder next year. No, that's not getting it done on my end if I'm John Lynch.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's what the Patriots believe, if they think that the 49ers are kind of looking to move Aiyuk a little bit.
That's a ragtag organization. I keep trying to tell you, you lose the GOAT and then you probably lose the GOAT when it comes to coaching, and then all of a sudden now you guys can't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You just drafted a quarterback, you missed on him. It looked like a ragtag organization trying to make a move to me there, Whitey.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? I was thinking about this today. We have an NFL draft and Bill Belichick has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yesterday while we were doing the show, they were doing, of course, a pre-NFL draft show, and Nick Saban was on the was on the show for ESPN. And I was like, man, it just, he had his Alabama crimson suit on, but it felt a little weird, a little bit. And it's probably going to feel a little weird when I see Mr. Harbaugh as well, probably coming up here in the next 20 minutes or so, depending on how they move this clock. But it's interesting and me making those jokes about the Patriots. Look how far they have fallen. Like, they have literally fallen off the cliff right now.
Yeah. There's a good lesson in that for anybody involved in putting teams together. The Patriot way or the Spurs culture or the Warrior culture. I mean, all those great cultures, you take the best player out of it and there goes your culture, right? Oh, the Patriot way. No Tom Brady. It's like, well, what happened to that?
What happened to the culture?
Yeah.
All the great defenses, that the Patriots have had over the last 15, 20 years. Man, that culture went by the wayside.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Bulls when they had, Michael Jordan and that bunch. And then they had the Last Dance, and that their front office thought, we did it once, we'll do it again. And then they let all those guys leave, and then they were terrible. They were just, you can't replace guys like that. Those once in a lifetime
Childress
players.
Was Pete Childress the infamous guy who replaced
Myers.
Pete Myers? There you go.
Yeah, Pete Myers was the guy who started in place of Jordan.
Yeah, that's a heck of a culture builder.
Right. So it takes a lot of luck, which obviously the Kings are hoping to find some luck this year too as they go forward. And we're awaiting the second pick in
25 minutes in. We're waiting on the number 2 pick.
We will tell you what the 3 biggest questions the 49ers have to answer in this draft are. Also, to tell you the NFL draft truth that nobody wants to admit when we come right back here. Drive Guys on Draft Day, Sactown Sports.
The 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in Car and Driver Award history. Come drive it. We are Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1907 $10 Gold Liberty coins has been found. These gorgeous 1907p gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1907 Gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1907 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 117 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-386-8018. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $50 value free with every order. Call 1-800-386-8018 now to secure your 1907P $10 Gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-386-8018.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Miniature golf has been around America since 1916, with the first course opening in Pinehurst, North Carolina, according to Links magazine. Englishman James Barber built a course in his backyard called Lilliputian. A few years later, he built a second course and called it Thistledew. Unlike today's mini golf courses, Thistledew wasn't for children. The 18-hole course was made of compacted sand and clay, making it quite difficult. Today's clown mouths or windmills were nowhere to be found, as the course featured real hazards like rocks, trees, and grass bunkers. 4 holes even required a high-lofted niblick to carry bushes and long grass. Longest hole was 71 feet, shortest was 12. Golf fanatic Thomas McCullough Fairbairn revolutionized the game in 1922 with his formulation of a suitable artificial green consisting of a mixture of cottonseed hulls, sand, oil, and dye. 100 years later, Thistledew has returned to its home at Pinehurst Resort, and guests can play the new Thistledew. Please leave your niblick at home. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 340.
Right now, you're missing all the fun at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range powered by Top Tracer. It's the place to be this summer in Sacramento. Whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie, there's something for everyone at the Hagen Oaks Nighttime Driving Range. Golf is happening right now, and the Hagen Oaks Driving Range is the perfect place to see what the fuss is all about. The Hangout Food Truck offers tasty bites and craft beers on the brand new relaxed patio, and with a free concert schedule, there's always something for everyone at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Join the fun tonight until midnight. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Friday morning, seasonably cool with a temperature near 50 degrees. By the afternoon, a chance for a scattered shower or a heavy thunderstorm with temperatures in the 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team. Sactown Sports.
Well, I'm getting taken to task here on the chat.
Uh-oh.
Because of something I said about the previous throwback song you played, Jay. I mentioned something about Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Frankie Cardicelli, Frankie Sinatra. Campio says, hey, Whitey, you never call Mr. Sinatra Frankie. It's Frank or Mr. Sinatra.
Oh, pay your respects.
All right, Campio. You got it. Next time we talk about Frank Sinatra on the show, I'll make sure I call him Frank and not Frankie. We have another pick in the NFL draft. Jaden Daniels goes to Washington, the Washington Commanders. Are you used to saying that yet, Jay? The Washington Commanders?
Just Washington now.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I like it better than the other one, but it's
sure.
just Washington Commanders.
You know what it is? It's one of those things, and this goes for everything in life. When you are, I don't say not predetermined, but when you are taught something for so long, you're conditioned for so long, it takes a little time for you to break it. It's like habits, right? And so you got to give people time with that.
Oh, yeah.
And Washington, the Guardians, things like that. It takes a minute to keep up with that.
Do you know people that still say San Diego Chargers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, Oakland Raiders, you hear, here and there, you hear Cleveland Indians, you hear those things, Washington Redskins. You just can't get away from it. Especially you see it sometimes as people get older and they've been around it for longer. Like I said, you've been conditioned for so long to call something one thing. So you got to give people a break.
Yeah. Like you say, older people like me, I still call the Baltimore Orioles the St. Louis Browns.
Really?
No.
But to say, man, you almost out of here.
1950, whatever,
Right,
when they moved there, Oh yeah, I'm not used to it.
Okay.
So New England will have the third pick, and Emil just popped his head in to share that according to Adam Schefter, the Patriots will not trade that pick, and Drake May from UNC will be their selection.
It'll be Drake May.
Yeah. Here is the truth about the NFL draft. Dan Graziano said this. We make fun a lot of ESPN reporters and what they say about the NBA. So this I thought was right on the money. Quote, this was Dan Graziano. Quote, the most important thing that fans never seem to understand about the draft, literally no one knows how any of these players is going to play in the NFL, end quote, which is absolutely right. Literally no one knows how any of these guys are going to play.
Of course.
And yet we have 105,000 people there.
50,000.
150,000
Get that
people.
right now. Don't slack
I'm
on
sorry.
Detroit on the D.
I apologize. Why they're there, that's up to them. There they are again.
There's something to do. And I get it. Football fans, and I've caught a lot of heat on this station for saying this. I know football is king. Totally get it. But I also argue that football is king because of fantasy. Like fantasy football plays a tremendous, like to the utmost, space when it comes to football fans. And when you're invested, albeit personally, albeit by your pocket, albeit by, bragging rights, whatever you want to call it, people are, put it this way, Whitey, and this is why I can't really get in fantasy football. When you are a fan of a team and then you're picking the quarterback of your immediate rival, and then you're rooting for him, and then now you have a conundrum was like, look, I'm rooting for him to play, to throw 3 TDs, but I still need my team to win. Like, what is that?
I agree. I agree. By the way, our draft coverage brought to you by Xfinity Sports Zone, the place to find game stats, scores, schedules, and more personalized for you. I agree with you, Jay, but then when I watched the draft specifically, and you got so many fans of particular teams, they're clearly rooting for their teams. We'll see on Saturday when Tampa Bay makes a pick, and they'll show all these drunken Tampa Bay fans, getting excited about some guy they've
Ride
never
the
heard
pirate
of.
boat.
Yeah. So
it's hope.
That has
Spring
nothing to do with,
brings eternal hope, brother.
Yeah, I guess so. People just they love football so much, that like 20 games or more is inevitable.
Yes, it's coming.
Even if they have to just have 2 different teams, like one guy can't play that many games. That's all right. We'll have every team will have 2 different squads so that we can have more football games. I think these are the 3 biggest draft questions the 49ers have to answer. And I know Emil, if you want to chime in, fine. Emil is in the back there and he's just working. So I know he's working. I don't know, Jay, what you think of these. I think one is, will they trade Aiyuk? And I think there's a really good chance that that's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, especially given what happened with A.J. Brown. But I agree with Emil. I think Emil said if it doesn't happen in the first round, if it doesn't happen tonight, then it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. And I mean, it comes down to what Drapes was saying, that it's just, $30 million for him, something like that. It makes sense. That's what he's worth in today's market. But they may not want to pay that because of the bill they have coming due on Brock Purdy. I hope he stays. Do you hope he stays? It's not our money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I do too. 2, sorry.
I was going to say, unless you're getting something, Justin Jefferson back. Yeah, you're getting something crazy, which is not going to happen.
Like
so
the
bring him back.
34th pick in the third rounder ain't really
I don't
doing
want
it for
that.
you.
Yeah, man. That's ragtag organization type thinking. We don't want that.
Now, Parag Marate may be in there going, look at this, guys. This pencils out brilliantly. Look what it does to our cap situation in 2027. You're like, no!
Let's go do it.
And that's his job, and he's good at it.
Absolutely.
But you're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner's not in the office.
Did you like that movie?
You know what? It's not as bad as people say. It's not.
It's pretty bad, though.
It is, but it's not as bad as people say.
Yeah. And then
gave some insight to,
Jennifer
how football.
Garner's his girlfriend, and then oh, it's draft day and my girlfriend's pregnant.
Yeah,
what else could go wrong?
That was a wrench in the wrench in the system. But it's not. I don't despise it like a lot of people. I can at least sit down and watch it.
The thing about Kevin Costner that's so impressive, he's in some of these really dumb sports movies, or even other movies like The Mailman, which and Waterworld, which I actually saw twice, and he just like, I'm Kevin Costner. I'm going to pull this off. That baseball movie, For the Love of the Game.
For the Love of the Game,
yeah,
right.
like control the mechanism or whatever. It's like, dude, what are you doing? But he's like, I'm Kevin Costner. Watch this. I just pitched the perfect game.
Absolutely. Come on now. You know what this is. Come on. Waterworld is like, people always talk about how bad Waterworld is and how, a box office bust it was for a while. Listen,
It wasn't my fault that it was a bust.
Did you go?
I went twice.
Oh, in the theaters?
One time was because of movie, the station had a movie premiere and I went.
Yep.
But then I went later and paid to see it again. I don't know.
Oh, you're a under the fan. You're a fan of Waterworld.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Say it with your chest, brother. if it's on demand at the Gleason household, I can understand.
And then I think that one I said, The Mailman, wasn't it called The Postman?
I have no idea. I was like, I couldn't guess that one.
And he was like,
Let
it
me
was
look
like
that up.
there had been a nuclear war, so it's like post-apocalyptic America. And he's like the postman, and he delivers the mail.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. That must have been in the 80s.
But yeah,
Postman.
Draft Day.
I'm way off. 1997 film.
I will agree with you on Draft Day. Not as bad as most people say it was.
No, it wasn't.
I think I went in there thinking, oh, this is going to be horrible. And it's like, no, it was just pretty stupid.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's got a story and it holds together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how did he know? Do you remember how he knew not to draft the quarterback that he could have taken?
Didn't he write it on the note?
But do you remember what the give was? The tell? He said something.
His teammates didn't come to his birthday party or something, right? Yeah.
And he said, if his teammates don't come to his birthday party, he's not a leader. I don't want him. Yeah.
Hey, that's digging deep right there, brother.
Yeah. So will they trade Aiyuk, the 49ers? They may trade him tonight. With what it looks like they could get back, I'd be a little surprised. So I guess they won't. Will they draft a tackle early? They probably should, but I don't think they'll do that because they don't seem to want to draft offensive linemen early, even when it appears to be a glaring need. I know John Lynch said, I think there are some options in part of the draft. You're not always drafting for the immediate. There's a lot of them that have flexibility to be tackles and or guards. So it looks like they might be trying to get some offensive linemen in the middle rounds. And then thirdly, will they trade up? And it doesn't look like they are. We don't have any indication that that's going to happen. You never know, but 49ers going to 49er this draft.
Very true. And, someone who I wanted to see don a 49er jersey, Marvin Harrison Jr., getting chosen by the Arizona Cardinals. Saw his pops shake his hand. I just looked up as they were announcing him being drafted by the Cardinals. And how they have their rankings for per player. They have Marvin Harrison Jr.'s athleticism at 73.
Wow.
Someone of his ilk, I would have thought, would be a little higher than 73. And I've seen him play quite a bit.
Yeah.
I would think he's way more athletic than
you're
a
like
73.
a 70, right?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Pickleball. Let's go.
Yeah.
Softball, pickleball.
What do you got? What's a meal athletically? A meal.
What do you got? 40. He says 40. He's got the athleticism of a 50-year-old man.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Kyler Murray had said, I don't want to say, but I know who I hope we pick. And I think he got his wish.
Oh, yeah. And, this does The Niners are going to have to cover him. You know, Shavarius D. I mean, there's going to be some. You're going to have to step up and play ball. He's a big guy. You know, Biletnikoff Award winner, nation's top wide receiver, grows his pops, Hall of Famer. You know, he's learned from one of the best. I don't think, and I need to. I looked up, but I don't think he's that tall when it comes to, you know, some of the tall, like the Juwan Jennings wide receiver type. But dude is a baller, man. I really like Marvin Harrison Jr.
A quick receiver note. I know that Jerry Rice, I get it. The numbers, the longevity, greatest ever. But at the peak of Megatron's powers, when he was at his peak, I don't think there was anyone better ever. And people get mad at me around here for suggesting
pretty close.
Yeah. When he was at the peak of his game,
Yeah.
there was no one better to me than he was.
I think you're on to something there, brother.
Yeah.
I think you're on to something right there.
What do you got, Emil?
Yeah, nothing of change going to number 5, but from what I am hearing from Ian Rappaport, there were 2 big offers going to the Patriots before they drafted Drake May, one from the Vikings and one from the Giants, a last-ditch offer. In the end, though, they ultimately decided to stay pat and take Drake May. So the trade offers are out there. They're just staying pat right now.
Yeah, Pat's going to stay pat. That's what the Pats do.
Yep.
Yeah. And that would still put them in position to pull off what they want with Aiyuk if they got their quarterback at 3. And then I'm sure they're still talking to the Niners. We'll be right back. I've got a commissioner question for you. You know, with the commissioner front and center today. It's next year with the Drive Guys on Draft Day, Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Day for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and the wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at plumaspinesgolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit plumaspinesgolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's plumaspinesgolf.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Plus, with free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation today. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Two young fathers are shot to death outside an iconic Utah restaurant.
I said, your dad has been hurt really bad.
The grief was disorienting for those left behind until one choice changed everything.
I just remember writing this letter, and it wasn't me writing it.
Can a personal decision shape generations?
We're all falling for this guy's trick.
I'm Amy Donaldson. Season 2 of The Letter, Ripple Effect, is available now. Follow us at theletterpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
They say the sun and a shine for all.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Here's the draft so far. Caleb Williams goes first to the Bears. Jane Daniels goes second to the Washington Commanders. Patriots picking third took Drake May. And then Arizona with the fourth pick took Marvin Harrison Jr. So we're waiting on the Chargers. Whitey and Jay with you heading down the stretch here. Jay, you know, we criticize these teams for the picks they make. Can you share with us, I certainly will, a football player that you thought in the draft, you thought, man, this guy's going to be great, and maybe he didn't turn out that way.
Pan out. Ooh.
Yeah, I will tell you, and I'll give you a couple. One was I was partly right, but I remember when he was at Baylor, RG3 was like the most amazing thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
And then as a rookie, he was like, whoa. Then he got hurt, whatever happened. He didn't develop. A lot of things went sideways. But so I was half right about him. But I thought, oh, this guy's going to be one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know why it just popped in my mind, and maybe it's because of the Bears. And, you know, I grew up like in Michigan. I thought David Terrell, coming from Michigan, wide receiver. He was a Ken Miss, you know, big body guy, Chicago. He's from that area, Kankakee. And I'm like, this is perfect. And it just never worked out to the best of his ability. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, and 49er fans will laugh at this, I thought Dante Pettis was going to be,
really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And he did okay. He had I won't say okay. He had like a flash real fast and was like, okay, I see where you're going. I like that. I can deal with that. And it never really panned out to, you know.
Yeah, because Kyle traded up to get him, right? Emil Fregoso's back in with us.
Yeah.
Can you move here? Because then we can put you on TV.
See, I'm going to do that.
Our first year.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that right on the next one when I come back.
All right, well, yeah.
For this one, though, I got something spicy.
Uh-oh.
Obviously.
Is this breaking news?
This is just a report.
Okay,
this
just
is not
report.
anything real.
Just a report.
The Patriots and the Vikings, as we talked about, were in the market for the quarterback, correct? And and the Patriots took Drake May. The Vikings are still trying to figure that stuff out. First Schefter, in recent weeks, the Patriots and the Vikings reached out to the Chargers about the availability of Justin Herbert. They were trying to trade for Justin Herbert.
Minnesota?
Vikings were.
Both the Vikings and the Patriots reach out to the Chargers.
Oh, you would have to give 18 first-round picks.
The answer was very quickly a flat no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what was being eyed for a while there was Justin Herbert.
That's the last thing Jimmy's going to do. That's probably one of the big reasons Jimmy took that job.
Yes.
With the Chargers.
Yes.
You know, it's like, well, who's my quarterback? I got to love my quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah. But just throwing that out there, the Patriots and Vikings, while they were eyeing a rookie, they were also eyeing the big fish.
Are you going to make fun of me for what I said about Dante Pettis?
No, I thought he had some potential too. It just didn't work out. Again, as we've talked about, from 2019, only 27% of first-round wide receivers saw a second contract with the same team.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the hardest positions to hit on.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah. But I admit, I thought he was going to be, I was just wrong.
I'll give you a 49er since you gave me one. You couldn't have told me Mike Rumph wasn't going to be good.
Really?
Wow.
I thought Mike Rumph was going to be, like corner. He's going to do his thing.
Yeah.
First round pick. I mean, he just fizzled, man. Just wasn't even close. I'm like, oh, we got Mike Rumph. Come on, baby.
Man, please. That's a good one. I'll give you another guy that ended up with the Niners. And I know there's a lot to this. Lawrence Phillips.
Yeah. But I will say this. I don't think he was, I think on the field he did well. he had some years where it's like, man, but off the field, just it wouldn't allow him to be great. God rest his soul. But
yeah,
I thought he had some good years. I mean, he did have good years, but just never panned out to where he needed to be.
Yeah. Didn't you think Reggie Bush was going to be?
I thought Reggie's going to be all time.
Yeah.
Reggie's on there. Yep. I definitely thought Reggie was going to be a Hall of Famer.
Castle knew what he was doing because he could have drafted him. Who did he draft? Mario. He drafted the defensive lineman.
DN, right?
Yeah.
Goodness,
but
I'm
he
blanking.
knew what he was doing.
Yes,
and I think he lost his
the
job.
Texans.
Yeah, because he didn't draft Reggie Bush. It turned out he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, well, that's his fault. Yeah.
Here's my question for you, having to do with the commissioner, because we got the commissioner everywhere now. So you look at the commissioners. You got Adam Silver. You got, of course, Commissioner Goodell. You got Commissioner Manfred, and then there are others.
Sure.
WNBA commissioner, golf commissioner. If you could spend one day watching a sport, a game with that game's commissioner, who would you pick? So, like, you go to a football game with Roger Goodell, or you go to a baseball game with Rob Manfred, or you could check out whatever NBA game you want with Commissioner Silver, or any other commissioner that you can think of. Yeah.
Oh.
First of all, I'm like, do I have to do this? I'd be like, do I have to do it with any of
this
them?
is tough. I would probably say the coolest commissioner to me is Adam Silver.
Really?
I think he seems to be the coolest commish. And I'm going Silver. If I had to sit down with any of them, I'd go watch an NBA game with Adam Silver.
By the way, that 2006 draft was Reggie Bush second to the Saints, Mario Williams.
There you go.
Then it was Vince Young, DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
DeBrickashaw.
AJ Hawk. And then the 49ers took Vernon Davis.
04?
This was, I believe, 06.
06.
Yeah, 06 draft. So, yeah. So you're going
Adam Silver? Yeah, where are you going?
I'm going Rob Manfred.
Okay.
Because I'd hope that if I had at least 2.5 hours with him, I'm hoping that I could explain to him how baseball works. Like, hey, watch this.
Oh, that's out the window.
Do you know what's going on here? Like when you take a little kid to a baseball game for the first time.
And school them?
Yeah. See, the count's 3-1. So now the hitter has an advantage. Do you understand why, Mr. Commissioner?
It's a hitter's count.
Yeah. You know that? Have you ever heard that term?
Right.
You know what that means? Yeah.
So you want to lace his tennis shoe. You want to school him. You want to give him some game.
He's going to be like looking around during the game, not paying any attention. No, hey, we're here to watch the game. Because I don't think he likes baseball.
No, I would agree. I don't think he likes it. I think he likes the money. I think he likes the power, the respect, which he doesn't have a lot of outside of the owners. But I'm with you. I don't think he enjoys the game.
Yeah,
going to the game.
So I could be, hey, look, watch this inning, and then we'll get a hot dog. But you have to you have to watch this inning, Mr. Commissioner. Then we'll go get a hot dog, a soda, something like that. Okay, deal. All right. And then I try to educate him a little bit.
I saw something years ago. When I say years ago, let's just say a handful of years ago, 5 years, call it 5 years, 2019 or so. The Gary Bettman was voted the worst commissioner.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if that has to do with the fact that I think they've had during his tenure two
many stoppages,
major lockouts. And, yeah. So, all right, we're back with you tomorrow. I guess tomorrow, Jay, we can grade the 49ers first round pick.
Unless they trade it.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us. Stick around. Golf to Go is next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help. And